Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Loud Little Ducky. We had some technical difficulties earlier today, so I have moved into my son's room where it usually is a bit better, and he has a way better setup than I do. So we are going to get back to listening to Landon Bubba Turner's police interview where we kind of left off and see what we can do there. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in, comment on Replay Crew, subscribe if you haven't already. Those are ways to support the channel. And let's bring it up. Remember, I cannot speed these up, and they do not have closed captioning on them. So.
Rumors. I mean, well, some things we knew that Dominic supplied the school with marijuana and things like that. Was this ever a factor in the relationship between Davion and Dominic? Because I know Davion started kind of smoking weed just to cope with, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit to it. I've smoked with Davion before. Like, I'll admit to it. I'm not scared of admitting to it.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Eventually, it's going to be
Hello,
legal.
Carmen, not Electra.
I know
Hello.
that point, but I don't think so.
Texas
I mean, the thing about Dave was, I know.
No,
that
I did not.
I know
He just has a better camera setup.
because Davion didn't have enough money to be able to just be like, hey Dom, give me this, can I get this.
I am going to go back to my blonde. I will be blonde as of Thursday. So I am so excited because it's been way too long. Yeah, I think it's just the lighting. Okay. Wish I could turn this up more. But can y'all hear this? Hello, Bella's mom. Oh, help if I played it.
Get that. He didn't have money for that. So I knew that wasn't a big factor in it. Davion was never I think Davion just enjoyed their lifestyle, the way that they go out to the West Side Market all the time. They go out to Town Hall down in Cleveland all the time to eat. They just go out. They're constantly out doing stuff, having fun. I think Davion just loves that lifestyle. Davion just loves being out. He hates being at home. I mean, it'd be 11 o'clock at my house. He'd be like, hey, let's go drive around. I don't want to sit here. I'm like, okay, let's go drive around. It's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. We're driving around just doing random shit. That's just his lifestyle. I think he loved just being able to be out all the time, going to the zoo that day and going somewhere else after that and somewhere else. And then finally to my house, or not to my house, but the Burlinghouse's house. I think he just loved that lifestyle of being out.
Did he and do you think he and Dominic had a lot in common? I mean, you and him.
Okay.
Him had football in common. He knew each other.
I think
what did he and besides music?
I think
they struck me as two different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're completely two different people. I think Davion
is which. I wonder if I can get a booster. Let me see what this does. Okay. Let's see if this works.
He would just play cool with it, I guess. I mean, I think the main thing that they connected on was the music. I think that was enough for them to be friends. And I remember Dom telling me he loves Davion. Because I had them over at my house the one time, and I was we would always talk about Dave, and we're hey, we love Dave. They love Dave. Everyone just loves Dave. Everyone just loves Dave. So no matter.
Was that the night that we had someone check the house because we were we were out of town and we had someone go by the house and there were cars in the driveway. Landon, is there people at my house? Yeah. Get them out.
It was the night of the carnival home days.
Okay.
So we went to the carnival and they all came back to my house after the carnival.
Did that turn it up any?
But I know.
So that night, did they all leave, or did you let them stay?
Yeah, because we had the person
that
drive by
they
again.
didn't leave. We just moved their cars.
Oh my gosh.
Trust me. And that night,
No.
as me and Rose were
Things
walking
I
back,
find out.
there were two drunk people from Johnny J's screaming in the middle of the street fighting, like two old people were
From
screaming
our
and fighting.
house.
Yeah, like the lady was like, "Fuck you, you're a drunk piece of shit. You left me all night," like screaming at him. And out being Rose was like,
There we go.
Let's go, like let's get out of here. They're gonna get the cops called. It was crazy, but yeah, but I think they just related so much on the music level, and I think Dom wanted to help Davion out that way in the music, like because I know they wanted to create a whole album. Like I remember when we went there, when we went there over at Dom's house, he created.
That should have boosted it. Hopefully that did. I don't know if I want this light on. Oh. What does it look like without it? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That's not what I want. Texas Packet is everywhere. For sure. Okay. Hopefully the sound is better for y'all because I did boost it.
The song that he has on the song of Millie. I don't know if you guys know the song of Millie by Lil Wayne. It's a beat. They used that beat for over Dom to rap on. And I was there that night and we were coming up with rap names for Dave. We were talking about Dom creating him a whole album and stuff like that. So like
He was that good?
Yeah, like Dom would always produce music like that.
Wow.
And so I think that's like what they connected on the most with the music. And I think Davion just tried to show him respect and clean up the house and just show respect in that formal way.
Side question, but do you think Mackenzie was close to Dom because of that the lifestyle, the potential for the future? You know what I mean? That everything you described about Davion, there was potential in that relationship.
I know Kenzie and Dom were like, they've had a lot of ups and downs throughout the past, but like they were like left and right with each other. Like they when they were together, they were meant to be. Like they were together. Like Dom provided everything for Kenzie. Kenzie didn't work a job. Kenzie would live with Dom. Like Dom would provide her everything. Dom would buy her groceries. Dom would buy her clothes. Anything that Kenzie needed, Dom gets it for her. So like they had that like relationship where it's like they were like ready just to move on and marry and just move out of Ohio and just go on and live their life. Like they were at that stage in their relationship. I think they were together for like 5 years, something like that. 4 years, maybe 6. They were together for a long time.
As much as you and Rosie.
Yeah.
How long have you and Rosie been together?
About 5 years now, since 8th grade.
She's going to OU, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
How you guys gonna do with long-term distance?
That is correct. Mackenzie always started shit. She is just nonstop. All right. Here we go.
Oh, we've been doing good. I mean, we've had the past 2 weeks. We've been kind of on a break because of some stuff that's happened in the past. But just recently, she was over here the whole week. This week, she was over down here in Marietta with me, staying in my dorm with me.
Was it like 50 minutes from here?
Yeah, about 45. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad, nothing bad at all. And it's like at the same time, you also have so much stuff you can look at too. It's not like the drive down here from Charleston, it's just mountains.
Yeah.
There's like not that much to look at.
It's
Like
boring.
there, it's like you're kind of going against the Ohio River pretty much the
Yeah.
entire way almost. So it's like you have lots of factories, lots of cool things to see. So the drive goes by really quick.
Well, listen, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate you giving us your time. You've clarified.
I
some
got your
things
email.
that, we were unaware of, especially the dynamic that night. I said a lot of people are just giving us information based on rumors, and I would hate to, people ask what's going to happen next. So what's gonna happen after this is we are going to submit everything we have, the crash report, the body cameras, everything we've done so far. It goes to the prosecutor's office, because at the time when the accident happened, Mackenzie was a juvenile. So we, the police, we don't get to charge her with a crime. If there is a crime, we're not the ones who get to say this was an accident or this was an intentional act. We have, believe it or not, we have almost nothing to do with this. This goes straight to the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office will get to review everything, including those conversations, everything we've done, every person we talked to, every picture we took, everything, including the rumors, the people who sent us messages anonymously and sent us screenshots of social media. All of it has to go in. Generally, what they expect of police, Mike, is when you send me a picture of, hey, look at what Landon said, and you email it to me, and believe me, I got bombarded.
And I told him before we even came over days ago that you guys have all that, the phones, right? Messages. I'm like, don't lie. I'm like, if they ask you something, if it was sent text or whatever voice, they have all that.
You're not a suspect in anything. And neither is Rosie, neither is even Mackenzie. She's not. We're at this point just trying to say, listen, when I have 15 people coming to me and saying, hey man, she said she's gonna kill herself. But then the people who are close to her, people who are at the party with her, are not coming forward to say, no, they were fine that night. What am I going to believe?
Another thing that
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I submit my report, the prosecutor's going to see 15 people saying she's trying to kill herself. Not one person saying they were fine that night.
Yeah, we didn't know the other two. We didn't know Mackenzie and Davion. We knew Davion.
The one thing I just realized too is a lot of people, especially Charlotte, do not like Kenzie. A lot of people do not like. They just do not get along. Like Kenzie.
Why? Why don't people get along with Mackenzie? I don't know. Maybe she is an entitled, spoiled brat. She's an awful human being. She's a mean girl. She thinks she is a princess and deserves the world when, no, she doesn't. I don't know why everybody doesn't like Mackenzie. You know, she's just such a nice girl. No, the fuck she's not.
I dealt with her. She was pleasant.
Kenzie is like her go-to person is Dom. Like Rosie was like her first escape friend, I guess. Like everyone else from Charlottesville, they do. That's why she doesn't go to the high school. It's because nobody likes her. Like they hate each other. Like she's had beef with everybody, girls, guys, everything. Like they just do not like. They do not associate. People from Charlottesville and Kenzie do not associate. So that's another reason why I think so many people are bombarding you with all this stuff that's false, is because they just don't like her. They want to see her. They want to see her down. They want to see her do all that. And I know that for a fact because it's a lot of people do not like her. Like Rosie was like one of her first only like truly friends that she has had in like years.
Right. But it's unfortunate because, you know, and that's not to put pressure on Rosie, obviously she's not here, but well, when your best friend is not coming to bat for you to say, hey, no, they were at the party, we were having a good time, we're watching TV, and she got mad because, you know, Landon ate her popcorn and, you know, she was cuddling up with, well, when I don't hear this and all I'm getting is the other kids saying 1, 2, 3, you know, trying to kill herself, trying to do this. Again, I have to submit my report. What's in it is what the prosecutor
Not to
decides
mention,
on.
think of it this way. There's people in the community who are calling our chief, our boss, all the time. What's going on with this? What's going on with this? It's not every day.
Right.
30
Yeah,
kids
because
driving to a building.
you don't hear much about
Right.
anything.
They're requesting.
We were just, my wife and I were just talking about that.
I know Rosie.
And we haven't heard anything about that. What's going on with that, you know?
Well, and that's kind of the problem is
Okay. I have pinned Dom and Davion's law petition in the chat as well. And I will remember to put it in the description box, as well as the link to the GoFundMe and stuff like that. And then I will probably do a separate video just going over that all together.
We can't do a thorough job unless people talk to us.
I'm gonna talk to Rosie too and see if she
You know
wants
what
to
I mean?
talk to
So-
me.
Unfortunately,
Our
she has
biggest
to get a
thing was-
grand jury, but if she talks to us like
made
this,
that route all
she
the time.
wouldn't.
Right.
We tell the
It's just she has
prosecutor
really
route.
bad anxiety, and
How
that's
could
the
you
reason
not
why
make
like
that
she first off didn't want
Right.
to talk at all.
I
And so
And then I can
now
see
that
where
she
you
has
have
grand
stuff
jury,
like
I'm gonna be like, hey,
Well,
now
now
she's
it
gonna
has
be
to
a lot more
go.
anxious.
You sat
Yeah.
through it.
on a route
Yeah,
that you always
just,
do.
Yeah, like
Every
sitting from a jury is going to
Everyone's-
cause a lot more
unless she was
anxiety
passed
than
out.
this.
How-
So like,
No,
Right.
she needs to know that and
That's
make
why
sure.
we-
I don't want to put her through.
And
going
that's
to
exactly
jury,
why
so.
we get all these rumors. And
and
we're
if
like,
she has something to say to
but then the
defend
people who were there,
Rosie,
are like
she's
not
got
talking to us.
defend
They're like,
Mackenzie.
are they hiding something?
She's
Are we
helping
missing
her friend.
something?
Mhm.
Was she tired?
Or are they afraid?
Was she? Or are they afraid?
Yeah.
Right. There's all these emotions. There's all these things that go into it.
They hear the cops are asking. The cops are.
Yeah, but we're
You know.
asking because
Right. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there.
showed-
They were there.
I was assigned this case the day after the crash. I was never called out to the scene to look at the actual scene. I didn't, it was the next day. And so we have to, anytime there's death and the driver survives, there's going to be an inquiry. Anytime. If on our way back to Strongsville today, we get in a crash, I die and he's driving and he lives, he's going to be questioned by the police.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be an inquiry. If we both die, it's over.
Right.
But we have to. The community deserves to know: was there a malfunction with the car? Well, she's driving a Toyota. Well, Toyotas are good cars, but if there's a malfunction
It's
with
a
the
newer
newer Toyota, maybe let us know what happened. Like when I.
Which, as we know, because we've viewed it already, we know that there was nothing wrong with her Toyota at the time. So it's just insane. But yeah, that is something they investigated, even though Steve's like, they didn't investigate anything. Yes, they did. They ruled things out.
Get a text message from a kid showing 90 miles an hour in a 25 could be a bunch of things, right? Well, we don't want to see Mackenzie be prosecuted if she didn't do anything wrong. If there's something wrong with Toyota, then perhaps the families need to go after Toyota, the county prosecutor. There has to be an inquiry into, hey, if there's a mechanical problem with the car, we need to know. The community deserves to know.
Was the accelerator stuck or something? You don't know. Yeah.
You got to figure it all out. But listen, I appreciate it. Do you have any questions? Anything we can answer for you?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just glad I could have came out and do it. I mean,
He wanted to move on. He wanted to get this behind
I want to
him.
clean that up too.
That's why he was putting you guys off. Like, I don't want to do it.
It's not even that either. It's because we changed carriers, and now I get spam calls on spam calls on spam calls on telemarketing, spam calls. It could be Cleveland. It's just a bunch of random names. And so, I just never know if it's you guys.
Like I said,
whatever.
we're doing this for Mackenzie's sake. She deserves. If God forbid, it's you. If you were in that car that night, if you took a ride and you were one of the casualties in that, your parents are gonna want.
Oh yeah.
He and I to talk.
And he could have been.
And
He's been in the car with them before.
Any of those kids,
Right.
on.
And
Rose-
your family is going to say, "What are you guys doing to find out what happened?"
We think if Davion would have just came home with Landon that morning, he
And
would still be alive.
and you obviously know Dom. You know his mom's an attorney.
Right.
So now, if we don't do a thorough job, we have an attorney
Yeah.
who knows what she's talking about.
Right.
Saying, what the hell are you guys doing?
Right. Or not.
Right.
And so that's why we're trying to, and I hate to have to compel or have to tell the prosecutor, hey, we got to talk to Rosie. Either she voluntarily talks or there's going to be a grand jury. But the people who are not there, their voices are louder than the people who are there. And I know when you tell Rosie it's going to get to Mackenzie somehow, but the people who are at the party are quiet. The people who are not at the party are being the loudest. And spreading the most rumors that unfortunately by mid-November I have to submit this to the prosecutor. I can't just sit on this case forever.
Right.
California, there was a fatal crash. The nurse who killed 6 people. The next day she was charged. The very next day. I've been sitting on this case from August 1 when I got assigned it. I'm trying to give all these kids an opportunity to say, hey, it's a difficult time, but listen, I don't want you to listen to the rumors. Here, I was there. Here's what I know. And if it's an accident, it's an accident. Mackenzie, regardless of what happens, whether she gets charged or not, she has to live with this for the rest of her life. That is very difficult.
I don't wish it on anybody.
I do appreciate your time. I turn off the camera, and I'm also.
Okay, so that is the end of Landon Bubba Turner. And so, yeah, there is forensic vehicle experts. I've seen that in several different cases. All right, so let's remove this. And then sorry you have to hear my mouse clicks. All right, now, we already watched Tyler Proctor. Sorry, we watched that a few videos ago. All right, so Tyler Croy and Asini Ahmed. Did we watch this one? Okay. All right. So this is going to be, we did watch, that is my shirt, that we didn't watch. We did watch Tyler Proctor's, I believe in the second video or third video. Here's Tyler Croy's.
We know why we're here. We're here because of Mackenzie and Dom and Davion. You guys were friends with Davion, I know, because you provided. You knew Dom?
And I know Davion, yeah.
Okay, you provided the Life 360 information. Okay.
Yeah.
And you had texted him that night. He had responded to you at like 5:30, like shortly before. Did you talk to him?
5:35.
It was 5:35, and it was through Snap, I think, right?
Yeah, it was on Snapchat.
Okay, did you respond or text with him?
It's not my mouse, it's my son's mouse. I don't actually use a mouse usually, so it's just something I have to deal with here, unless I mute myself, because his is very loud. Because he uses his for gaming and stuff. That is true, Bella's mom. The Shirillas claim their lawyer didn't do a good job, but he had bad facts to work with and an unlikable client, right? Because the way that she was presented is not actually who she is. And that's why I try not to put up like the best pictures of her when choosing thumbnails, because no, I'm not going to be out here supporting your model sexy pics. And I'm most certainly not putting pictures up of her and Dom together. You lost that right. Yeah, sometimes you just have shitty facts. And it is what it is.
Or talk with him any other way? Because it looks like your next snap was like 7.
It was at like 7:30, yeah.
Right, so you had no
That
more
was it.
communication. Okay. So let's go back to that night. Did you talk to him at all that night? Like at any of the parties they were at or any of that?
I was actually on vacation in Colorado, so I was
Okay.
just texting him.
Okay.
And then the reason I was texting him was because I sent him like a picture of when I was on vacation,
Mhm.
and then his response was like, "Oh, that picture's cool." And then after that, I didn't respond in time.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Had you had any contact with Davion or Dom that night?
No, I don't think I had contacted Davion for the last 2 days before that.
Okay.
I
All right.
can check my phone log, maybe it's still on there, but I'm gonna have to see.
How long have you guys been friends? Just through school?
I became friends with I've known Davion since I was in like middle school, but I kind of became friends with him this school year because we had a class together at the beginning of the year, and then I just like from there it just blossomed, I guess.
Okay.
I agree,
We're gonna
Billy's mom.
jump around a little bit. So let's stick with that for a second. Now, Davion was adopted, right? Did he talk about his parents at all? Did he have a good relationship with them? Was he living there? I know he was staying with Dom a lot.
I know more about his parents.
Yeah, from what I know, from like what I said, like spoke to Davion about, because I would always like pick him up and take him to school sometimes, and like at the end of the year, and he
I
would.
feel like
he was-
we've
I know
heard
he was
this
staying
one
with Bubba
before,
for a few
because
months.
this is
Who's Bubba?
who gives the
Landon
Snapchat
Turner.
and
Both
the
of them.
Life 360 stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, he stayed with Langdon Turner. He stayed with Dom Russo for about a week. Yeah, and his dad actually dropped him off there.
Davion's dad dropped him off there at Russo's.
Yeah,
And he'd been there, what, a couple weeks, you said?
a week.
I need to write down what we've reviewed, but because in this video it doesn't show the boys, but the one we watched it did. All right, let's move to the other Russo, because I know we haven't listened to that one. Angelo Russo, the brother. Let's listen to this one. I know we haven't done this one. No, they complain about everything. But yeah, the judge was fair to her. I think more than fair. Okay. What is happening? Do y'all hear anything? Oh, I bet they're dead. Y'all aren't hearing anything? Okay. Like the counter is moving. All right, let me see if I can find this elsewhere. This is dumb. Okay. There we go. Why is that doing that? Okay. Ugh. Share screen.
Mackenzie Shirillas was 17 years old on July 31st, 2022, when she crashed her Toyota Camry
Y'all hear
into
that?
a brick building, killing her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and their friend, Davion Flanagan. She was ultimately convicted of intentionally causing this crash and the loss of life. So, in days after the crash, she was hounding Dominic's mother about getting in Dom's house. She was dressing up as a corpse that Halloween right after the crash. It's very disturbing. What you're going to see next is an interview of Angelo Russo, the brother of Dominic Russo. And this is after his mother, Christine Russo's interview. And he's going to give some insight on Mackenzie Shirillas. Any areas with no audio are just retracted and the audio will start up again. So just understand that. And you can leave your comments. I love reading your comments and seeing what you're thinking. And every night, in depth with. Thank you so much.
Recording.
Okay. So we 29th at 14:37. So we talked to Mom last week, and some of the issues that we asked about, she said you might be able to shed some more light on. Mostly what I'm interested in is the relationship between Mackenzie and Dominic, and perhaps some of the things you might have seen or some of the things that Dominic confided in you about. Okay, we're not going to ask about anything else. It's at this point not pertinent to what we're doing.
Okay.
So my first question to you is, how long have you known Mackenzie?
She would have had to have been, I forget if she was in 8th or 9th grade when she met Dom. I think, I would say since she was in 9th grade.
Okay.
Like early 9th grade. I think that they did initially meet when she was in 8th grade. And then,
But like I think they just met as like, friends or whatever. But the first time I was introduced to her as like, oh, whatever, this is like my girlfriend or whatever. It was like high school.
Gotcha. What was your relationship like with her? Did you talk to her?
In the earlier years of the relationship, we were like much more close. She would like come to me with a lot of stuff, like kind of talk to me like a big brother, and there's many times like they were having issues even years ago where Dom would want to break up with her or something, and it wouldn't be like that simple. It'd be like, like from time to time again, it almost like she'd have like issues, like self-esteem issues, like she'd get crazy about stuff, like accuse him of cheating and stuff when he's not, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And just then for a while, I would talk to her and you know what I mean? Then it would be like not constant, but there'd be like every like week, like couple weeks at one point or like week or so where they were almost breaking up and then she'd be threatening to hurt herself. And this is back when she's in probably 10th grade, like she's still a sophomore. Dom's like a junior or senior or whatever, and like yeah, stuff would arise and it would like never really take like a healthy course, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And over time my relationship with her really subsided. I stopped talking to her. I stopped like really trying to be there for her because ultimately I just seen that she was very, very selfish.
I
You know
love
what I mean?
Dom's
Like
hair.
for me, like there's two types of love that you give somebody, and it's like I love that person unconditionally and I want to see them prosper and be happy no matter what that entails for me. And there's a type of love that's selfish and restricted and I want them all to myself. And that was Kenzie with Dom. It was the latter, not the first step. There was times where even in later years where, Dom's old enough to like he wasn't of drinking age, but he can go to bars and hang out and stuff, even though he couldn't like drink and stuff. And there'd be times, that one of my friends, because I'm 23, would be having a birthday party and she would like forbid him from going and it'd be all just my buddies, because she'd be like, oh, there's probably going to be girls there. Well, if it's a bar, there's probably going to be girls there, yes, and there's probably going to be men there. It's going to be it's a public place, you know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
But she got weird over him going to public places, would like a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But all that stuff like led me from distancing myself from her because I just
Yeah. The thing is that's a toxic relationship. If you can't go anywhere because somebody is worried about somebody else taking their man or their girl, you're insecure. Now, maybe you have a good reason to be because they've cheated or something. But if you don't have trust in a relationship, you, to me, do not have a relationship. That's great. If you cannot trust somebody, you need to get out of the relationship because locking them down, making it to where you have to go everywhere with them, or they can't go somewhere where somebody of the opposite sex is going to be, and you're going to have a huge problem with it because they can't just go out into the public because, oh no, there's people. That doesn't mean that they're going to act on it. And if you can't trust somebody or you've been cheated on in the past, you can't bring it into a new relationship. But I see a lot of young kids, which granted, there's a lot of cheating going on, sadly, with young kids, but where this just should not be the case. And it's toxic.
It just became a thing where I couldn't help her in my eyes because she was always stuck on like a selfish path, like wouldn't like listen to me or take my advice, and even like Like even in like the aspect of like it's better to have loved and lost and never like loved at all, you know? She never got that. It's always like, no, blah 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 blah. Like, I'll never let him go kind of thing.
Gotcha. So let's go back to the crazy part. You mentioned that anytime Dom would kind of want to break up with her, she kind of would go crazy. Describe crazy. Like what kind of crazy?
Like there is times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to kill myself. Word for word. And then Dom, he was a very, very selfless person. And he did like, obviously like they were together for a long time and they built like a relationship and they cared for each other deeply. You see what I'm saying? And even though Dom did care for her deeply, I'm not disputing any of that, but he's seen all the toxicness that she was putting onto him. And every single time he would try to distance himself like from that and say, hey, we could be friends, this and that, blah, 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 still here for you, like, you know, but like, I want to break up or whatever. She would say stuff like that.
So how do you know that? And if you don't mind me asking, so she told you or
she's told me, he's told me, they both told me.
Okay.
Like this is her not recently, because like I said, like we haven't been you know, close in like a long time. But I mean, I've gotten like new phones since, so I don't have like text the records on here. But if you went through the service provider or whatever, you can even find text records a couple of years ago of just.
That's why when Steve and Natalie are like, oh no, Kenzie was not a person that wanted to unalive herself. Yes, it did, if it meant living without Dom, because to her, Dom was the end of the world. And, you know, we've all had teenage relationships where we think this is supposed to be our one and only, and we're supposed to find them there, which I'm not saying people can't, but it's not usual. But she absolutely threatens to unalive. And while her threats aren't maybe credible, and it's used for attention seeking and to get what she wants, it's a form of manipulation, a lot like Laura Owens, in my opinion. But she for sure says it.
Just like me having long paragraph texts with her telling her like this and that and trying to like be accommodating and nice to her about stuff, and her just not listening to a word I'm saying. And I mean, it's a while ago.
On that note, before we go, have you had the same number even though you got a new phone? Has you saved that number? What is your phone number?
So when was the last time she kind of expressed that to you about wanting to kill herself if Dom left her?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Like I had her on Snapchat, blocked her on Snapchat. For a while I had her phone number blocked because even I'd be with Dom and she would nonstop blow up my phone trying to say like, where is he, blah, blah, blah. Like, he'd miss one of her calls. He'd be driving or something. And he'd miss like one of her calls and I'd have to call her on my phone and be like, hey, relax, we're going to get some food. And it'd be like a whole, even that would be like a thing. You know what I mean?
Where was she living at the last, 6 months or so?
Pretty much. Pretty much I've seen her at Dom's house like every night almost, even like at times when like me and him, because Dom like making music and stuff. So every times like me, him, and his buddy Blair, we all like sing together and stuff like that. We'd be in this room with the mic and all that making music, and she's just sleeping on the couch by herself. Like it's like, I don't know if that's like, I never really asked Dom like is she living here or anything, but she's definitely at his house way more than her own, even at night times and stuff like that.
Do you know if she has any property of the house, clothes, makeup, stuff like that?
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still all there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I went through that.
anything. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to.
Yeah.
I did at one point want to gather her stuff up and do it. I just couldn't. I haven't been in there since I got as close to the funeral. I just mentally and emotionally can't do it. So
Has anyone else had access to the house?
Just me.
Just you two. Okay.
I haven't been there in like a month
keys.
either, honestly. It's been hard for me, honestly, too.
Yeah.
But
Has her attorney reached out to you about the, because they have reached out to me and I said, we're not getting involved in this.
Oh, to try to go over there?
Yeah, because they wanted her driver's license. And we said, first, her dad reached out to us a couple of times and I said, at best.
I agree Bella's mom. I definitely think she wanted to use it to manipulate, but not actually want to do it. I think she's too narcissistic to fully want to do it. But I don't think she wanted to live if Dominic died. All right, let's go back.
You can come request an escort. We'll call Miss Russo. If she says yes, we could arrange it. If she says no, we're done. And then last time when he was kind of getting under my skin, I said, no, we're not getting involved in this. And so he had his lawyer call me. And it was the old lawyer from Columbus. And I told him the exact same thing. I said, this is not a criminal matter. We're not getting in the middle of this civil stuff. Right now, emotions are high. The Russos are grieving. This is not the right time to get her driver's license. Yeah, I mean, it's just, so I know her DL is still in Dom's house.
What is that?
But why would anybody even say anything to me? Let me tell you, that rotten son of a bitch father of hers never said a freaking word to me. I bumped into them at the cemetery. Of course, my place I could bump into him. And that bastard never even said, hello, how are you? I'm sorry. Nothing. Nothing.
What a piece of shit, Steve. What a piece of shit. Really. And no, Mackenzie's focus should not be social media. It should not be getting her license back. It should be the fact that she lived and getting her healthy. Ugh. It's disgusting. These people are vile and gross. But we see a lot of times that, you know, we have kids and their parents are that way. Not all kids have trash parents. So, like, not all criminal kids have trash parents, but in this case, they do. And some other ones we've looked at, they do.
Like radio silence. Not a word.
If it came to it, would you have a problem with us coming over and just taking some pictures of her things in there?
Or if you want to take fresh
you
pictures,
take them,
just get them
if
to
you,
us.
or if you're okay to go in there.
To
I
show
know
her
I'm-
living there.
Yeah, we really want to show.
Makeup, you know, what clothes does she have, like a jacket, or does she have like, you know, underwear and stuff where it shows establishes
Toothbrush,
residence.
makeup, right?
She had clothes at my house, which, remember, I always maintained the room for Dom. His
Right.
room, it's still there. But she had clothes at my house.
Okay.
I would be washing clothes and I was washing her clothes. I can say that. And that was before he even moved next door, which we kind of just considered it all our big house
Mhm.
because he just could not sleep in the same house with Christopher. They just had a conflict and
Right.
it just
Right.
stressed him out too much. So,
Well, and it's
Um,
kind of nice that it was right next door and he could just stay there and.
right. And come over for breakfast and dinner and the whole bit. And,
We just want to
Okay, thank you. The thing is that you can have trash parents, but you have a choice in life to either be the way they are, trashy and horrible, or you can choose the opposite. Like Phil was stating that, you know, the other daughter has a chance at a normal life. And from what I've heard, she is completely opposite of Mackenzie. She is kind of just forgotten in the background, which she may like and not like. But at the end of the day, to me, it seems good. And she can completely change and she can get away from these people if she so chooses.
establish that residence.
Mhm.
We
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
well,
we
I
want
know
to show that
it's
proceeding to
multiple
crash.
places, so you know. So there's, I remember seeing shoes in the living room. I know there was purses in the back room, because when we were looking for his clothes and shoes, that's when I brought up, and then I would like I was ready to just take it and throw the stuff out. And then I said,
Why does
I don't
nobody
where this
know
came
where
from, I don't know who gave
Mackenzie
it to her, and I
lives?
just put everything back. So I have touched the stuff,
That's
but I
okay.
left it where I found it.
Yeah.
Does she
And
live
then,
with her
so at
parents? Does
least
she live at
2
Dom's?
rooms
Does
for
she
sure.
live in
Yeah,
Dom's
if you can
mom's
maybe
house?
either
Where the
take a
fuck does
recording
she
of it
live?
or take pictures of it, we just want to be able to establish
None of
a,
the adults know.
because her
living as an
dad
adult.
slip of a tongue, and he's like, oh, she's been living with the Russo, and then mom right away kind of
Yeah.
jumped in, was like, no,
Something-
she just visited them.
Something else too is I know this isn't like, I mean, obviously that you're gonna protect
Does.
like your own daughter in this like instance, but I had a buddy who like went and seen Kenzie in the hospital actually, and was like, how's it going, blah blah blah, and then as soon as something did come up about the crash, her mom like shut it down and said like, oh, we can't speak of any of that because of like legality matters. There was a point in time where I was texting her mom directly about her daughter's problems, about like Kenzie's problems, saying like this and that. Like I remember at the time her parents were trying to give her antidepressants, okay? And she was already getting antidepressants since I believe middle school. All right.
Mm.
And like teenage girls, they have a lot of drama going on. And to me, to be honest, like her drama didn't seem any more than a normal teenage girl that just might be like a little high strung. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she was on, I think it was Zoloft or Prozac, one of the two, I forget, for like over a year. And well, she hasn't taken them in forever either. But this is back in, I think, 8th grade or something, 9th grade that she
Drama
quit.
of her
And then I started talking to Kenzie
creation.
about it, and Kenzie was telling me that the pills, made her feel worse. I started talking to her mom about that, and her mom just kind of had this attitude like, "Don't tell me how to raise my daughter." And I'm like, "Well, I'm actually like, not to say too much, but I'm a psychology minor, so it's like I know a little bit about this stuff, and she doesn't have any, you know what I mean? She doesn't seem like she had any issues."
Somebody needs to tell Natalie how to raise her daughter, because they most certainly didn't raise her. It seems like Mackenzie just raised herself. She's queen bee in that household. She wears the pants. The rest of them are just her bitches.
You know what I mean?
So
I don't know. I feel like maybe, obviously being exposed to antidepressants, when you don't really need them, might have.
do you know from
messed her up in some way? I don't know.
do you know from what was your relationship like with Dominic? Were you guys close? Did he
Yes.
confide in you? Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say it's fair that Dominic perhaps shared some, I would say secrets, some brotherly information with you about her? Like, hey man, like you can't put up with this, or I'm worried about my safety. She's a crazy driver. I don't want to get in the car with her. Anything of that sort?
There was multiple times, even in the month of July, that he was trying to break up with her.
Really?
Yeah, like literally just even last month,
That would be July.
2 months ago, well, the month
Yeah.
before he died. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
the
Yeah.
crash. Yeah, we got it.
Can you tell me more about that? Whatever you know.
There was I know that you've probably already spoken about this, but there was an instance literally a week or a couple of days before the crash that she was hitting him on the highway while driving down the highway, and he had to pull his car over on the side of the highway, not in a very safe parking spot either, and have somebody else come pick them up and drive the car home because he was scared that she was going to make him crash. And that was just prior to the day before the actual crash where she was driving.
That's
So
different.
That's
than
different than the
highway.
one,
On the
Okay.
highway.
So that's a different highway one where
because under that
Dominic
one, she
was-
was driving, right?
Right.
So to this one, he was driving.
Yes, the highway thing before the crash, he was driving, she was hitting him.
Okay.
He's driving, she's hitting him. He has to pull over on the side of the highway to avoid
Okay.
any possible.
and how do you know about
whatever.
this? What's your
Oh, I-
source of information?
I was already on vacation, right? I'm pretty sure. I was out of town. Rusty probably would have called me.
Okay.
But I was in Florida. So he called up a family friend,
Instead of just
and his name's Chris.
her account
And-
management.
They already know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I my text is to her.
Well, I'm not
I
gonna
wrote
sit here
it.
and call him Hench. You
They
know?
already
Yeah,
know it's
we
going.
well, it's in the text.
Yeah.
They refer to
Okay,
it.
well then he called Hench and said, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" And Hench came and picked him up. And then I heard about it. I don't know if he even really. I was still in Florida when he passed.
And so
he
these
didn't
are
really-
two
he didn't really
different
talk to me
incidents,
about it.
right?
I talked to Hench about it. I talked to her about it, and that's one thing I didn't hear from him. But I wasn't in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you heard it from Hench that
And
you
he's alive and it gets personal knowledge of
Okay.
that. So he's picked him up twice. I didn't know about that one when we interviewed.
Right. We just knew about, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right.
probably
And Hench picked him up from both of those.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
we got it.
up twice.
And
Yeah,
she
you
had
remember
to
the
pick
time
him up
that,
multiple
when I was
times.
gonna, it was that Sunday when it was raining, you were in town. I was in the garage, had that testing the next day, and she was threatening to crash the car and kill them on the highway, and I had to have Hench go get them then, and then pouring down rain in my car.
Is this the same situation? Am I just like mixing it up?
No, because she was driving, and this time Dom was driving.
Yeah, one time she was behind the wheel, and then the other time Dom was behind the wheel. We knew a lot about the one when she was behind the wheel.
Right.
I don't think there's a whole
Everybody
lot that I
knows
found yet in
Yeah, I'm
her
pretty sure.
phone that
well,
talks
listen,
about that one.
I heard it from someone else, so it has me questioning if I have my story mixed up. But no, I'm pretty sure I was told that he was driving.
Okay.
He was
That's okay. We'll clear it up with
Yeah,
Hench.
we can double check
Okay.
with him, see. Hey,
He'll
I
talk
don't want.
to
I
us.
don't want to give
Yeah,
misinformation.
that's fine. That's not a problem. So let's go back to the whole breakup scenario. So we've established that.
And you know, he's just trying to be right now it's just, you know, investigation. While all this coming from him might be hearsay, this is where they got to find the evidence that maybe corroborates this, and then they can bring it in at trial and things like that. But this is just gathering information. Tell people what you heard. Just like many people say, if you hear something, say something.
Dominic, and from your firsthand knowledge, you know, Mackenzie would threaten to hurt herself and Dominic should he broken up with her.
Yes.
And now we know, you know, Dominic mentioned it to you that he plans on breaking up with her. Did he tell you?
I might even be able to look at some text right now about it. I don't really know if he told me if it was on a phone call.
But it's firsthand. What I'm trying to understand is he told you directly, like, Angelo, can't do this shit.
Honestly, like it's heartbreaking to me because like the day before I went to Florida, which is the last time I seen him face to face, he was really just talking to me about about like how he can't keep letting Kenzie like run his life, but not even an aspect like that. Like he said, like all right, for example, you know how I was saying how he can't go out with even me occasionally because she's upset about it and this and that. He said that she holds him back.
Can't even go
And
out.
we were just talking about, you know, like traveling. Like I was saying, like, hey, let's go on some vacations together, you know, this and that. He was talking to me, like, just me and him, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let's go and let's go see some stuff and go, like, live it up. And I don't know. He was just telling me about how he wants to travel the world too, which has always been one of my dreams, to travel like the world, you know? And like I think he was really honestly finally getting to the point to where like even if she was like saying, oh, I'm gonna hurt you, he would have like maybe even taken that chance because it's going on for like 2 years.
Have
It's
you
really going on for like 2 years. Like, they'd be good for like a month or two. Like sometimes they'd have 2-3 fights in a week.
have you ever seen them going at it, fighting?
Yes.
Maybe in the house.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
describe what was it like?
She honestly, like, he'll be like, dude, he would be so nice and as accommodating as possible to stop the fight. And she'd be one of those people that is just petty. You know what I mean? Just to
I know
like,
that.
to the fullest extent. He'd be like,
Princess.
what's upsetting you? I'll fix it. You know? And then she would just have some like slob comment. I can't even quote her word for word, but he's just like, I remember times him like expressing to me how frustrated that he was, saying, I do every single thing I can for this girl. I ask her what's upsetting you, I'll make it better, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And she finds like any single thing just be mad at me about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, it's like I witnessed it a lot too. Like I don't know.
Did you ever see her hit him? Put her hands on him?
Her hit him?
Like just go, you know, or throw stuff at him or
No.
Actually, now that you
no.
say that, I remember several times now, because my memory's getting jogged, that he would say, Mom, can you get Kenzie out of here? She's
Refusing to leave and stuff.
refusing to leave. She's out of control. She's hit me. I do remember that. And
I never
and then I
witnessed
would
it.
get on the phone and say, just leave and go home.
There's
Yeah.
there's multiple times, even pretty like recently before all this, that Dom would have to call Kenzie's parents, call her mom and stuff, and say, hey, you need to come get Kenzie out of here. Like, she's refusing to leave my house. She's being crazy. And it'd be a situation where they'd be in a fight. Like, you know, keep in mind something stupid that she started. And he's like, listen, he's like, just go home. He's like, we'll hang out tomorrow. It'll be like a whole like new thing.
Mhm.
He finally like get her out. She'd be the type to show back up at his house, pounding on his window. No, I'm coming in, blah, blah, blah. We're talking this shit out right now. You know what I mean? It's like,
And we've seen the video.
there's times where that happened and we were in the house hanging out with him. He's like, okay, you guys just gotta go home. You know what I mean? I gotta talk to her. And it's like,
And we know that's not
it's
the
like, I
one.
don't know, just
the
really
only incident.
everything behind it, the number one word for it is like selfish and self-centered. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really know how to like go through arguments properly, doesn't know how to do stuff like healthily, wants to.
Would you attribute any of that to her age? What was it, 2 years between her and Dom?
Yeah,
About 2 years.
but
Because
I mean-
early on, you knew her when she was pretty young, 9th, 10th grade-ish. But let's talk about maybe the last year. Was
Does her
like
personality get worse, or has it always
was
been
an
steady?
immaturity thing?
So
Or
earlier
was it
years,
more of just an unstable thing?
earlier years, I just had more of a relationship with her as her big brother, so I just
Okay.
knew more of what was going on with her, like directly from her.
I used to
Yeah.
find out what's
But
wrong
her
with
behavior never really got better. To me, it almost just got more drastic.
It may not
Like
be
before, when she was
herself
younger,
that's
9th, 10th
gonna
grade,
make
she would go
her
home
upbringing.
when they were fighting or whatever, and then be
Not being
texting
told
him
no.
saying, "Oh, I'll hurt myself," blah 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 blah. And then he's like, "Okay, please don't. We can work this out, whatever, you know." But then it came to the point where she's 16 now, she's driving, she's 17, she's even older, you know. She's driving back over, she's banging on windows. Like her behavior became more erratic. Maybe also because she had more ways to let it out and to show
Right.
that, you know what I mean, to come over or whatever. But
And
no,
I don't
she
think
at
a
first there'd be
restraining order
like
would have
at
helped.
first
If Dom
she
would have
She
lives
stopped
lives
one
close to
arm,
you guys
she would
too.
have broke
She's
it.
just down the street there, so.
So, Angelo, have you ever been a passenger while she was driving?
oh my gosh, I can't, no, never once.
Okay. Do you know anything about her
He's
driving?
like, what
Anybody
the hell
ever
are you asking
describe
me?
her driving too?
Why would I get in the car with this crazy bitch?
I mean, she's told me, I've heard her say that she thinks she's a great driver. I forget who told me. I don't think it was Don. It might have been his buddy Blair told me that she's a terrible driver.
She's
No,
like
never really
her
like.
food.
I'd
She
have to
just
bring it up. I
excels
didn't
at
really
everything.
internalize it
Mhm.
if I did have a convo about her driving.
She's just
All
great
I know
at
is I never
anything
really
she
wanted to get in the
does.
car with her just because, like, not like saying like, oh, she's crazy and she'll crash the car on purpose or something. Like, obviously, I wasn't thinking that at the time, but just her high strung anxiety. Like, she's just like a really high strung person. I don't know if that's the kind of person I want to be in the car with. You know what I mean? She kind of like has moments where she like obviously like loses her composure.
Blair said,
Three
and I just have to
coping
repeat what he
skills.
says, that bitch drives crazy. She would just be speeding. And
Oh,
him and,
yeah.
and he
I
said
would
that
hear
him
about her
and Dom,
speeding and driving crazy too. Actually,
him and
Blair.
Dom would bitch at her about the speeding.
Who did you say went to West Virginia with them?
Oh, it was Florida, the mother.
Oh, Florida. That was her mom, but didn't your ex and somebody go down and meet them down?
Me.
You met them down. Did she fly to Florida? Her and Dom fly to Florida? They drove?
They drove together like two
They drove in
cars.
tandem with, so it's her and Dom and then
The mom.
her mom and, okay. But you guys flew down and met them down there.
No, we also drove.
Oh, you did drive?
Yeah, me
Okay.
and my dad, we already had I guess they already had some trip planned. We were going to Orlando, and my dad wanted to. We never took like vacations, me and him. So he's like, "Hey, let's get in my car. We'll go hit Destin, go see your Aunt Sherry, and then Clearwater was right in like in between,
Yep.
like Fort Myers and Orlando. So we met in Clearwater. I don't know for a day, you know, like me and my dad, Dom Mackenzie, his mom, her
Okay.
mom, and her sister.
Okay.
What was she like down there?
Um,
The
If you
reason,
remember.
oh, go ahead. I don't know.
yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I remember it was like a huge project. We barely even got to hang out because
Never
we got down there. You know,
told
Clearwater is busy, right?
no
So
consequences,
Kenzie's driving, right?
No
Kenzie
accountability.
refused to let Don drive, and so she's driving the car, and
No
so we're going
coping
this way. There's a
skills.
big like roundabout on the main road of
Didn't
Clearwater.
teach her
It goes in
damn
both directions.
thing.
Most of the shops are all like this way.
Mhm.
So going down the roundabout, we kept saying turn right, right? She went around the roundabout twice, like and going like had to turn back around, come back and missed it again. And before she finally went the right way, we're turning around saying just stay where you're at. We'll just like come to you. We're driving back. They don't listen. Keep driving this way now. They're over here. No, we got to come back. It took us 45 minutes just to even figure out where they were going. Then we didn't even get parked together, okay? Because then it's, after all this driving around and all this trying to figure out like how to pull up next to each other, finally Kenzie just decides that she's starving and needs something to eat. And Dom says, okay, now I have to take Kenzie to get some food.
Mhm.
And hold on.
So when you and your dad drove down,
Which is no easy task to take Kenzie to get food because she had herself on such a strict diet of a lot of you can't have anything basically. So I'm surprised she even can eat lettuce or celery. Her diet was so strict, and she didn't need to be on that type of diet, clean eating or whatever. And she thinks she's going to be a nutritionist. Absolutely not.
you did not caravan with them. You were on your own timeline, essentially.
Yeah, we were
Okay.
just meeting at the
Right.
beach, you know.
Okay.
And we all met up in one spot before going to the beach, and we decided they decided more like it'd be easier to drive separate.
Did Dom tell
and
you
just-
anything about her
It was
driving down
definitely
there?
a choice.
We heard an incident that happened on the way to Florida. Did he mention
have a
anything to you about that?
She didn't have like
Involving
celiac
her
or
driving?
anything.
incident on the way to Florida.
Mhm. Something about her driving.
say something about it. You might like jog my memory. I'm not really sure.
Just, the unsafe driving to where, speeds and, kind of closing up on people to where he might have not felt safe to actually come back. Anything about that?
I think I remember him saying something to me about how he drove mostly.
Okay.
And because it was more comfortable, but I don't think he went into detail about it. About do something to you about it or something?
Mm-hmm.
No. Has anybody, or is that just like?
No, again, one of the things is we got a lot of the kids telling us things, and we were just trying to sort.
I think he told me he drove mostly.
He drove most of it. Okay.
So like obviously though, in that like obviously you split up driving unless you just you feel more comfortable driving. So that kind of already like let me know. I mean, I don't know. I was nervous to begin with. So was my dad, even before like they left, saying Dom and Kenzie driving, just them, because like Kenzie's, we've already said enough about like her driving, and then Dom, it's not like he's the greatest driver either. Like he's a decent driver, but he's got all this hair in his face and stuff, and brushing his hair, like trying to see and shit. It's like I was nervous about either of them driving all that distance, to be honest, but not like in terms of Dom being crazy or anything, just
right.
like,
so
being lackadaisical.
I got
how
you.
he is sometimes.
So the just to be kind of very clear cut with this, recently, I'd say maybe 2022, did Dom say anything to you about being concerned for his safety? Not maybe something malicious, but something like, hey, you know what, this girl's gonna get herself killed, or get somebody killed, or get some innocent driver or pedestrian, somebody killed because of her driving. Anything that maybe, any conversations like that between just, two brothers, chopping it up?
I don't know how many speeding tickets she had, if she had any.
She'd make threats. He definitely say that she's the kind of person to follow through with those
That
threats.
wasn't in her
He
prior.
believed she would follow through.
Yeah, not like, I mean, obviously everybody makes false threats and empty threats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
her special
some of the
diet.
stuff he would,
That's
or she
something
would
to make
say,
her
I
unique and
do
special.
remember him telling me,
Something people can talk
yeah,
about.
Kenzie's crazy. She would actually probably do that shit.
Or be an influencer.
So since the crash and the passing of Dominic, has she been in contact with you? Has she reached out to you?
She texted me multiple times. I could read you the text word for word. She never once said, I'm sorry for your loss. She never once said, I'm so sorry for what happened. She never once took any responsibility. Not even having to take any responsibility, just saying, I'm sorry, Dom's gone. Like anything. But she asked me for forgiveness.
We
about
read those
10
text
times.
messages yesterday.
Saying, I hope that you forgive me. I still want to be a part of your family. I'll just show you the text to make it easy. I would rather you see the text, because he's disgusting.
Well, he's looking for that, so I don't forget. I don't even know if this is even relevant.
I didn't even open the last one. I'm opening them now though for you guys. But these literally disgusted me.
We went canoeing last year. I took off work. I went to court, and we were all four, me and
There are
Dom and
pictures of
Kenzie
me
were
in
gonna
the
go canoeing. So I
cabin.
packed snacks for the
So we're
canoe and
together
cooler and
forever.
all that. So we had a bag that had like chips
Don't
and
text
that sort
me
of thing.
about
That was
it.
stuff where you didn't put in the bags because they crush. Well, we forgot. She ruined the entire canoe trip. She sat there and threw a fit that we had forgotten those chips, that she had nothing to eat.
Tantrums.
And I kept saying, we're enjoying our day. There's no fighting. We will find something for you to eat. We even stopped at the one bar. Remember?
She was not satisfied with anything.
No, nothing. It didn't matter what
Yeah.
I had. It was not, she did not have those chips. Okay. So we ended up stopping at one of the places that was like a bar, restaurant or whatever, and finally fed her or whatever. But the whole, and Dom was just stressed out this whole time, just because she was so pissed about
Feeding
those
her is
chips.
not easy.
And I think she was very
Fish and chips.
crafty on how she would do stuff, because she would stick her me and Andrew in a canoe, they're there. She would stick her digs and her comments so that we couldn't hear. And all I would ever say, I always try to be neutral, because I'm always thinking, well, these kids are going to break up, but they're going to get back together, and I'm going to say something that's going to damage the whole thing. And I would just say, there's no fighting. We're having a great day. We're canoeing. We'll get through it. We'll find you something to eat. Don't worry. You know what I mean? And it was just a big tantrum. I mean, everything was okay. Okay, you forgot chips. Okay, I get it. Do you know what I mean? But that is not enough to be
Can you
a
imagine
tantrum to ruin the day.
being
So
that
Don was 20,
ungrateful?
right? He couldn't even come next door to eat his mom's dinner half the time because Kenzie would cry about how her food would have to be like gluten-free, everything, like all that, And as a 20-year-old kid, and he's like the man, he's cooking for her every single night. And then also like, even just in terms of like relationship, not even like anything to do with anything else, I witnessed so many times her like him saying to her, like, I cook for you every night. Can you at least just like clean some stuff or do the dishes? And then she'd be like, make it like a thing. Like this is like one of the things where I'm saying that she's petty. But she'd be like,
Right. Relationships are supposed to be partnerships. But not with Mackenzie. No, it's one-sided. You do everything for me. You cook for me. You clean up all my mess. You better not leave me to eat alone. And I'd be like, bitch, you can eat your lettuce and celery stick. I'm going to go eat my steak or whatever. I don't have to eat like you. I can support you and all that. But it's just all about control.
oh, I'll do the dishes after you start being nice to me again. And he's like, how am I being mean to you or something? It'd be like, it wouldn't even make any sense. It'd be like, okay, like I'm going home. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's one of these days. Let's go home. You know.
Those are those texts when she did not express
Oh, yeah.
First, remorse or apology or anything.
First, I wanted you to kind of note how long it was since we talked before this. She texted me on August 6th. Okay. Before that, the last time she texted me was May 7th.
Okay, let me write it down. So May 7th.
Was the last time she texted me, and it was just to say Dom's phone died. The last time she texted me before that was she was asking me if I could do homework for her because she was too lazy to do her math work.
Wow.
And I mean, honestly, like
May 7th, and then when was the next time after May 7th? What was the date?
August 6th, after the crash.
I think that was the day she got her phone back.
And you could read it. This is what she said word for word.
August.
You want to read out last week here?
Hey, no, we'll read it for here. It says, "Hey Angelo, that's August 6th, 4:14 p.m. Hey Angelo, I don't know if you hate me, but tomorrow for the funeral, would you be able to go in Dom's room and grab some photos from his desk for me and him so I could put them into the casket so he can be with me forever?"
Doesn't say sorry, doesn't say nothing, doesn't say anything. It says, hey, Angelo, I don't know if you hate me, but can you go grab pictures of us and put them in his casket so I can be with him forever? How, like, honestly, how psychotic does that sound? That sounds fucking twisted. She texted me again after that, all just to say, please let me know. Then she texted me again.
It truly.
August 23rd. Actually, she did say sorry one time. First time that she ever said this. She said, here, you can read it if you want.
It says, "Hi Angelo, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry. I know you probably think this is all my fault, and I'm not asking you to feel bad for me, but I just wanted to say I'm so sorry, and I know you miss him so much. I wish he was here too. This should have never happened. He loves you so much, and I know.
Yeah, I know.
You know that. I don't even know what to say to you or just feel so bad. I hope you guys can forgive me because I'll always look at you guys as family. You don't even need to respond to me. Just wanted you to know I'm so sorry." Okay.
But see, even these texts that she sent me, even in this one, okay, it maybe would have been something if it's like, hey, if it was just I'm so sorry, you know. But then she has to go just one line. It's one sentence of I'm so sorry, and then it goes, I know you probably think this is all my fault, and I'm asking you to feel bad for me. Why would I feel bad for you in this situation? How to take you one sentence of saying sorry and then just to go to that, and then you're gonna say,
I know that since we gave her
it's
phone
like,
back
and she
to
says,
her,
and she says, I hope you guys can forgive me. In the first text, where you finally apologize, right? So I'm finally saying I'm sorry. I killed your brother.
It's
I
just
hope you
gross
forgive me.
to send.
How's forgiveness and me feeling bad for you even on your mindset? Like, how is it even on? Like, how is it even on? It should literally be like, I'm so sorry. It should all be
Well, it
about
shows that
who you're texting.
she's worried about what you think of her, so she's using the I'm
It's
sorry as a
everything.
buffer.
Like the whole
When you
entire consistency of her is just
their
she's just
sibling or son.
self-absorbed and self-centered. Everything that she texts me, even if she's finally saying I'm sorry, it's about her. It's not even about me.
so I know since we gave her the phone, she's been back active on social media and all that. Any of your friends screenshot you anything? Have you, we've received some photos of her in the wheelchair out and about.
I could definitely get some screenshots. I'm not on social media much at all.
Okay.
But the first thing I did hear of at the time, we didn't even know if this was her mom or her or what. We didn't even know if she was even awake to use the phone. We didn't know what her injury was or anything, you know. And the first thing I seen from her, she didn't text my mom. She didn't text me. She didn't text my dad. She didn't text anybody in my family. The first thing I seen from her contacting anybody was she texted a modeling agency that reached out to her and said something. And she went on Instagram. But that was before even like you're gonna go and reach out to a modeling agency on Instagram. Like I want to use your picture before texting
Several people in there.
Yeah.
many people in between that should have gotten the text beforehand. You know what I mean?
We don't
And
want anything
then
to do with you.
like her mom, her dad, this will never even text me once. I already previous to this had somewhat of a relationship with her mom, talking about her daughter's issues or whatever and what I think or whatever, and and it wasn't like we never talked before. You know what I mean? I come say hi to her in the driveway. You know what I mean? When she dropped her off, and before she was driving, it was a while ago, but
she definitely has your number. She could have.
She's never said not even a word, not a peep, neither from her dad or nothing. You know what I mean?
Do you?
I'm just gonna say that just a thought that she always is concerned about who hates her. So again, like I have to see her at the cemetery all the time. Now she's been sort of telling me when she's going, so I've been able to kind of avoid it. But I'm still talking to her, which I would. Well, plus she dangles all the pictures of Dom and videos and claims she just found this. Let me send this to you. And I know, come on, that's her way of just here to keep talking. But anyway, the one kid came over and introduced himself, said he never knew Dom, but he was good friends with Davion. They had met at Grace Church, and blah blah started talking. And
God, that it pissed him off
and Mackenzie was there. And there
time.
was another.
Every time she posted like a video or pictures of Dom, I doubt she posted any with Davion, because she was like, Davion who? Like, I don't even know who that is. I mean, yeah, he was in the car, but who the fuck is he? Like I would be like, post one more picture. Post another video one more time, Kenzie, and find out what happens. Oh, I'd be so pissed. It's just, that hurts them so much. And her parents are still keeping up the charade.
Lady there with her daughter, and I think the dad was there again, and she said, well, oh, just thank you so much for not hating me. And then every time, I'm just so scared to be here. Everybody in Strongsville hates me. I don't know what to do. And I said, oh, I'm sure that people don't hate you. You know what I mean? But she went to that concert in the wheelchair, that Cub Kitty or whatever his name is.
Kid
And
Cudi.
and she was there with her girlfriends and the one girlfriend's mom too. And they had her in the front row, and then she was getting piled on, I guess, because they get all, and I'm hearing this all from her, okay? that
You should
they
not
were-
be in a wheelchair and
yeah,
be at a
they,
concert.
they were all
you know.
piling in. I guess they do this dancing and they squish up and everything. So, the monitors had to move her to the wheelchair to a different section and all of that. But yeah. So, and I forget the
So
girl's
which
name.
concert was that? Because there's
Kid Cudi.
there's two that she's been to.
Listen,
Oh, there's
listen,
two.
just
This
for
is
the record.
Nautica.
This is the one at the Nautica Pavilion.
Listen, here's the thing too.
We
is,
got pictures
like
from
Kid Cudi.
somebody from Strongsville who was there. Texted us.
And here's the thing though too is like Kid Cudi. Like I love Kid Cudi. Like when I was like younger, and he's like all talking about Cleveland. Like Cleveland is the reason, all this stuff, blah blah blah. And really like kind of took like a different edge. Like he was like a rapper, but he wasn't rap. He wouldn't be talking about violence or anything like that. He'd be talking about like like communities and like himself and like stuff like that. And like a little bit about pot and stuff like that too. But and I love Kid Cudi. I was so distraught. I heard about the concert in June, and I was so distraught. I completely forgot until the day of the concert. People are going to the Cudi concert. And I'm kind of thinking like, dang, I wish I would have like remembered about that. But then also it's like I don't even care. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like to me, it's even like you have that much in you to like remember all these plans and like go do all this stuff. It's like, dude, it wasn't like it's not like it's like your mom's like birthday. Yeah, you're not gonna like forget that. But it's like you remember to go to a Kid Cudi concert and get a ride in your wheelchair
I don't
down
really
here
have
and
a
like
problem
go
with
through all
the
that work to go see a concert.
concert. I
Or
know
get like
some
2
people
texts from
don't
you
like
ever and
it.
even like say something, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Well,
know. Just like
do me a
where-
favor.
Where her mind's at just does not seem right to me at all. To be
I'm
honest.
gonna leave my card with you, but if anybody does send you texts, we told people send them to us because I'm putting them in my report, showing them to Tim, just to kind of establish that pattern that since I don't want to say she's moving on, but she doesn't seem to care enough.
Since this tragedy, she's just
She's
gone on
been
living her
just
life.
out and about, and so
I think
Just,
that's your problem.
even if you're not into it, just
She
maybe
just
text it to
doesn't
mom,
seem
have
to
mom
care.
get them to me via email so I can attach them to
Screenshots of
the
it.
yeah
Oh,
screenshots.
and everything.
Because I had those ones where she's
Yeah.
begging me to go in the house. That's what's even creepier.
Right.
Like, they're gonna call you guys about getting her stuff. She has not once said, she said to me, well, do you think Angela's gonna go in there and destroy my things? This is what she said. And I said, no, Angela's not gonna destroy anything. And I said, I can always get together what you have or something like that. She goes, but I wanna go in there. And she goes, can't you just sneak me in and not tell anybody? And I just want to spend the day there because November 14th is our anniversary. And I'm just like, I can't even walk in
It
there.
makes you think what's in there that she
It's
wants.
so bad. Or why does she want, and how could you
Did
do
Dom
that?
keep cash in there?
We love to, that's one thing. They
Did-
said
the-
nothing.
Okay.
I know you were in Florida at the time of the tragedy here, but
She should be
any
allowed
idea
to
why
get
they were
stuff out of there.
going down Progress to Alameda?
Not left
Do you know in
No.
the past if they've used as a shortcut to get somewhere?
Well, yeah, it tells me that they were coming. I forget if it's south or north or whatever. Pearl. Obviously, they were coming towards 82
Mhm.
down Pearl, and then that's just a little cut through. You go, they end up on Westwood.
Right, but do you know why they were taking that? Is this like a normal
It's a normal cut through. Yeah.
normal cut through
Just,
she's always taking?
I mean, the reason that I use it is just because avoid all the Pearl lights. Because you get Pearl, and you go light. You turn down Progress, you go right down
Right.
Prospect. You have 2 lights, and then you're
Right.
home. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I take it.
Mhm.
I would assume it's the same reason.
Okay.
One thing I can tell you about that I was curious about, like obviously just to wrap up a lot of what I was saying, you know what I mean? For one, like I heard that Dom was riding in the back seat. That's not true. So he was in the front seat.
Okay.
Kenzie,
Well, that
your
was-
anniversary is
I
also
told you that.
over
The funeral
with.
director said that.
The day you killed her.
That's wrong. He was front seat
He was
passenger.
front passenger,
Okay.
and Davion was in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
She said that another thing I can fill you guys in, and she said she went to a psychic 3 days ago. I have to look at my phone. And so I said, well, what did he say? Because I'm trying to get everything in writing. She goes, oh, no, you have to call me. Well, she said basically nothing. But what she did go on to say was that, the psychic made it very clear to her that the accident was caused because she swerved left.
That make
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just telling you, this is the latest story. Okay.
That's her
So-
story. Yeah.
Good.
The vehicle didn't go left.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
hard to stick to that.
yeah. So that was the other thing. And you guys also need to be aware, which I
Wait,
don't,
but listen, here's the thing I'm good. She said that the psychic told her to swerve left,
know that she swerved left.
and that's why it happened.
Mhm.
Well, she swerved right. off the road.
I'm just telling you, I don't know the
Mhm.
details, I'm just repeating what I'm finding out.
Mhm.
And now you made me forget what else I want to say
Oh,
besides
I'm sorry.
that, it's okay about that.
They're getting their
Oh,
info
you
from
guys should know
pendulums,
that,
voodoo dolls,
so Dom's birthday was Saturday, and,
psychics.
he always went to dinner with his friends every year, that is a tradition, and there's times that
You
there was
know, if a
family there,
psychic
and
tells
sometimes it was
you
just the
something
friends.
happened,
Um,
it does,
so
I
I
guess.
told my ex that you're welcome, but
Nobody's
we're
buying
just gonna,
that shit.
you know, I guess what are we gonna do? I
Even
guess
if you
we're gonna
believe
go to
in
dinner
that
with his
stuff.
friends, just like he would if you're welcome, but nobody else when I'm inviting, it's just what Dom would have done or whatever. So the dad got all pissed off, he threw a huge, birthday party at his daughter's house, cake, the whole bit, put up boards, put up pictures, and invited the whole Shirilla family was there.
That was Dom's dad,
Dom's dad did this.
your ex did.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I told you I don't, and again, he's the one who thinks that he's been told from,
Yeah, voodoo, whatever.
He said that the pendulum told him to forgive Kenzie to the fullest and that it's not her fault or something. And then he said literally that day, I'm gonna forgive her. And like, I hadn't even been talking to him because he's just honestly such an idiot to be like, in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what he could be thinking or whatever. But I mean, even for example, right?
He
There
is
was a
an idiot.
situation where
Very
my
much
cousin
so.
Antonio, right? He's 24, 25 years old, I forget. This is when I'm like 16. He's on the front of a boat, you know, sitting on front of a boat, and the driver hits a buoy, okay, in the water, cuts his legs off, he bleeds out, he dies. The driver's found with MDMA in his blood, besides from alcohol and like all this other stuff, you know, like you're thinking he's gonna get some time, you know. My dad nonstop talked every day that this guy would come up about how much of a piece of shit he was and how much they used to see him burned in jail and all this stuff. Well, the guy got put on like a 5-year probation with like a 15-year suspended sentence if he messed it up, and he ended up like beating up and robbing some old guy or something. And I don't even know how you like end up doing that, but did that and then goes back to court. And my aunt Nicole, Antonio's mother, is this court case is in Florida. This is where that's happened at. So she's in, you know, up in Ohio, and she's on the video cam crying as a whole like written testimony saying about how she wants him to get the maximum time, all this stuff, right? I'm there. This court date finally just got wrapped up in the end of April. So just now in the end of April of this year, like however many like years later, because the case was so long, the guy got sentenced to like 10 years in prison, right? My dad's like, at least he got 10 years, by which he has whole fucking life in there, blah, 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 blah. So that's somebody, pretty identical situation. Somebody who killed somebody's son and our family in a crash while they were driving. Doesn't matter if they're high, sober, whatever, you know, that's what happened. Everybody hates this dude's guts years later, and they want to see him burn in hell. But Kenzie does this, my dad talks to some freaking Ouija board, and he forgives her. I think it's pretty freaking screwed up, to be honest with you. And it's like,
There's a lot of things, and it could be grief. It could be maybe she's something to hold on to that was close. Who
but he
knows?
never even hung out with her.
Yeah.
no, it's not even that. He's been texting me saying that I'm not gonna be happy until I go with the hate in my heart.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling him it's not about having hate in your heart.
They're talking
Somebody
about
killed your son,
Dom's
someone killed my brother. It
dad.
doesn't even seem like it was an accident. It seems like she took it upon herself to ram that car into that wall against both of their wills. You know what I
He's
mean? I know
allowing the
Dom.
Ouija
Let
board.
me ask you before you go any further off that point. Everything you know aside, everything you've heard from people, everything you've heard here, you as a grown man, are you saying that's your gut feeling? What do you think happened?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's 100%. Since like, I mean,
Hold
listen,
on.
like, since
What do you think happened? That
I think that I mean, off of what I know and off my assumptions, I think that they were in some kind of fight. Dom tried to break up with her multiple times, even in July. They kept not like working out, whatever. They kept making back up.
Because they had claws into him then, but as soon as he saw like the evidence, he definitely switched.
The only thing I could really think of is they were obviously some kind of argument.
Mhm.
Kenzie's known to be the kind of person that she's let us know she will never let go of Dom. And if she has to let go of Dom, she will not go on living herself. She's pretty much let that be known. And the whole thing that I think of is if you're going 94 miles an hour, you don't have a very fast car to begin with. You were stomping that gas pretty much the whole entire time. There's no brake marks on the street at all. Even before they hit, you would think that some type of instinct would kick in and you slam on the brakes. But to my knowledge, she went straight into it. To me, it seems like they might have been in a fight, maybe not even arguing. I think if it was like vicious arguing I think if it was vicious arguing while she was driving, he would have tried harder to spin the wheel.
Mhm.
So I can think of it maybe they were lightly arguing, and she starts racing. He's trying to talk her down, saying like relax. She might have, I don't know what she had in her head. Okay, I know that we're breaking up, blah blah blah, this and that. I don't know what she could
And
have
the thing
possibly
is, they don't have to
been
prove
thinking, but
motive.
I can't go into details obviously because I have no idea. Obviously, but whole idea, like main points. I think that they were in a fight. I think that she took it upon herself to purposely crash into that wall. I think that he must have been trying to talk her down the whole time. They swerved off to the right at the end. I think he might have grabbed the wheel towards the end of it, maybe trying to spin him or something. Who knows? She could have been bear hugging it. I don't know. They're hitting bumps too. If they're going 90, you could have not I don't know what's going through his head, But I do know that Dom never once in his life ever expressed to me any form of I want to kill myself, I want to die, ever. He wanted to do so much stuff. He wanted to start up his own shampoo lines, his own conditioner lines. He wanted to start up clothing lines. He wanted to get big in the music industry. He loved real estate. He was trying to get into buying houses. He had too many plans, too many goals
businesses
for his
may not have
life
been
to
legit.
plan anything like that.
He was a hustler.
She's the only person
was
I've ever seen
willing to work
I've ever seen
for
around
what he
him
had.
say, "I will kill you and I will kill myself if this and this happens."
Okay.
When she's not with him, there's been situations even the week before. There was two situations where he had to get picked up on the highway because they couldn't drive together. You know what I mean?
What type of
And the sad part is I don't know if Dom would have gotten out of there alive no matter what the scenario was. Maybe. But as toxic as they are, I don't know if Dom would have been able to get out. Period.
We don't care about pot, but what kind of drugs do you know about her using?
I pretty much, honestly, just to my knowledge, just pot and occasionally alcohol. But I think even recently, she's not been a big smoker at all because I'd be over at the house and even Dom was even barely smoking. In the month of July and stuff, he just was getting over it, kind of he didn't really have as bad problems with his ankle anymore, his problems, it wasn't muscle or bone problems, he had bad nerve problems, really bad nerve issues and stuff, and so he was pretty much getting over that, and I pretty much barely seen him smoking at all. And then Kenzie, I think she was getting sick off of it or something. Some people have I forget what it's called, but you smoke weed and you throw up, or you want to throw up, at least makes you sick or whatever. So to my knowledge, she was pretty much not smoking.
So any talk about acid
wasn't
or
really a drinker.
shrooms, anything like that?
I heard rumors after the crash about there being acid involved and mushrooms and all this shit.
You've never seen it though.
I don't believe that's the case.
What about medical? Did you ever see her pass out? Did Dom ever mention, we're sitting here and all of a sudden she just passed out? Anything of that sort? Did you ever witness anything? How about you, Ms. Russo?
No, not at all.
No,
Never
nothing
heard,
that.
never seen any type of medical issue? Okay.
The only things that we knew, and Ange just repeated it, and he sort of described the same thing I knew last, was the issue that's some condition with the marijuana. But I thought
she wasn't really
thought that was a while ago. I thought she was over that. And then this gluten-free thing with her stomach,
Gotcha.
food issues?
Okay.
Yeah.
with food issues. But no other, she tried telling me the other day that she had some other medical conditions. And I think that was just fluffing to try to, why wouldn't it have ever been mentioned to me before?
Gotcha.
Now he's dead and you're going to mention this at the cemetery. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're trying to come up with some other
Right.
things, but I don't know. The parents went out and bought her that car. They bought her that car before she had a license.
So
You know what
did
I'm saying?
drop
So if
the
you have a
giant.
kid that you're worried about some sort of, condition of driving, that was even just with Christopher. I'm sure Christopher liked to drive, but I used to be nervous
Right.
because of his mental health. So
Dom was a victim of abuse. He was in a domestic violence relationship. And they don't always get out the first time. It could happen to guys too. And trying to think of a way to get away from her safely because she had a way to get him over there, she would just bother him and blow his phone up. And I don't even think a restraining order would have worked to keep her away. She would have still found a way to stalk him and cause hell in his life.
just never allowed him to get a driver's license.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
He should have
Makes
left.
sense.
For sure.
If she had those conditions, those parents were, she is their golden child. They treat the other sister like a piece of crap. She's the pretty one. She's the smart one. She's the other one's got problems. They just everything. It doesn't matter how outrageous. The only reason that they ended up going to Florida, because her mom wasn't going to go. And I even said, well, I didn't know the whole thing. I remember I was in and out of the hospital. So stuff was planned when I wasn't around, was they didn't think that they could check in because they weren't 21. So then the mother decided, well, I'll just go with you then before. Originally, she was just going to drive down there to check them in and leave.
yeah.
This is
I
the
heard
stuff
that, and I was
they
like,
do.
what?
They are out of control with her.
Oh, listen
with
up.
her.
And she was a juvenile at that point.
I didn't get to finish what I was saying about her smoking and drinking. Her drinking though, the only times I've ever seen her drink, it's not like she's drinking liquor or anything like that. She's type drink like a Smirnoff Ice, like one of those sugary malt beverages. You know what I mean? Drink 2 of them to be fine. You know what I mean? So if not be fine would be like Buzz or whatever, or but like she wasn't really like
She's getting slammed.
yeah,
you know.
not a drinker really, not really a smoker either, honestly.
Is there anyone else you think we need to talk to besides
Mainly
Hench?
just weed for her.
Anybody you think would be? And again, like told
I mean,
mom, a lot of
just
people are not talking to us, but
a lot of other people I could think of. It wouldn't be anybody that could like have new information for you
Gotcha.
that would say like, oh, this and this happened or whatever. But I know a lot of people that, I mean, obviously like my buddies would all probably, I mean, I'd have to, I talked to a couple of them about it and they all think like my one buddy thinks that she did it on purpose too and thinks that this and that.
we're trying to avoid a lot of like second, third, fourth hand knowledge. We're looking more for somebody who was close with Dom, who would have some kind of first hand
Yeah, no,
knowledge.
this my mom was close with Dom. They talked about it, you know what I mean? But
Listen, you got my card. Take a picture of it. Send it to some of your buddies. Encourage them to come talk to us. We can't compel anyone to talk. The few people who we think we need to talk to who are not going to talk to us are going to get subpoenaed to the grand jury. The prosecutor is going to make them come talk, but not to the police. They're going to talk directly to the prosecutor. But some of their friends are refusing.
Right.
Some of Mackenzie's friends, yes, are refusing to
Be
be forthcoming.
Right.
And I did tell you about her hitting him in the car when he hit the mailbox and stuff like that. right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What was the other thing I was just thinking of? I said that. Oh, I did bring up the girl that she supposedly pushed down the steps, right?
Yes, we have. There's a Snapchat about that
Keep
that she
your toes,
recorded.
Yeah.
So
Hey, wait, I remember hearing about the situation, obviously.
The
When
big
did the
story.
story turn into that?
Okay, so the big story was this girl fell down the steps, blah blah blah. And so how did she fall? And blah blah. She had no alcohol in her system.
The guardrail and everything.
Yeah, and
Handrail.
there's a handrail. And then as time went on, Kenzie was the one that told me personally. She said that these girls were really out to get her because they are accusing her of pushing this gal down the steps. I said, why in the world would you ever push that girl? I wouldn't push that girl down the steps. Just didn't think of nothing at the time, but after the fact, I'm sitting there thinking, and I had asked that Houston when he called me. I said, do you hear that she pushed this girl down the steps? Houston believes she pushed her down the steps. Again, I know he's a little crazy or whatever, but he was the one that said that too.
Houston thinks that Kenzie pushed her down the
Pushed
steps
that girl down the
firsthand.
steps. That's when she had that concussion and everything. She fully recovered, but it was a serious thing.
I know, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
So the
I
mailbox
wasn't there,
incident.
but yeah, Don told me all about it. It was
That's
like a
when I was
horror
in the
story. He told me that.
Do you remember when tentatively?
Yeah, it was.
She was a mean girl.
Hey, you know something too? Because obviously this doesn't have to do with anything. I mean, it has to do with something kind of, but nothing really. But that situation too with that girl, he told me that if he wasn't there, that was like somebody else's house, she probably would have died. Like he said that he ran downstairs and started like supporting her head. She was leaking from her face, so she would like drown in like, her blood and
Like,
stuff.
it was
He
an
said that some of her friends
accident.
started grabbing her, shaking her, smacking her, telling her to wake up. Started like trying to drag her up the stairs. They started freaking out like this and that. He said that most people just ran out the house, dipped, just fled the scene. You know what I'm saying? He said that like,
How did she get
right off
charged
rip, he's
for
like calling
that?
an ambulance, supporting her, holding her up. You know what I mean? Like he was like, he told me his whole body was covered in blood because he was just helping around and shit. And then I didn't know she made a full recovery. That's thank God, because I was really worried. I remember hearing she made a brain
Great in a
damage.
full
and all this
recovery,
stuff.
but
And
why
in a
the hell
situation
wasn't
like
she
that,
charged?
after the initial injury, it really does matter a lot on how you care for the person.
Right.
Even as a
After that, you're
juvenile,
really sensitive. If your head's sore or whatever, you're, oh, that's really tender, and
Right.
you know what I mean. But
and her
Yeah.
parents have to
March
pay
of this year,
medical.
2022. Okay. Well, here's so I'm going to transcribe all these notes, and if I have any follow-up questions, you mind if I reach back out to you?
oh, absolutely.
Like I said, just encourage whoever some of your friends are, whoever might have firsthand knowledge of Mackenzie threatening, or maybe Dom confiding in somebody about Mackenzie making threats or being suicidal, something of that sort. You know, encourage them to reach out to us. Chris Hench, would he be willing to talk to? I just want to figure out the whole.
Yeah, I can bring him here because he
Okay.
right now doesn't have an operating vehicle. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
she also always says to me all the time that it should have been me. It should have been me
It's like
that died in that crash.
I-
And I think that was kind of a weird. Like I said when my son died, I wish, why didn't I die in the hospital? You could have taken me. I'm older, not him. That sort of thing. I wish it was me. That's not how she says. She says it should have been me, and I think that that's a weird way to characterize.
How well did
it.
you know Davion?
actually, I met Davion for the first time like a week before, maybe a couple days before off of Florida, you know. And my knowledge on Davion is that like Dom. So like me and Dom, like the last year or so, we just haven't been hanging out as much as we normally would. Honestly, mostly all to do with Kenzie. Like he's always doing something for Kenzie, doing something with Kenzie. Can't help me because of Kenzie, whatever, you know. And there was like a lot, like there's
Kenzie's
like,
a liar.
a lot of
and
times I call him, I'd be like, you know, like, what are you up to?
so are
Yada yada yada. And he's like, oh, I'm hanging out with Davion and Blair and Kenzie or whatever, you know. The first time I met Davion, he was working on Dom's Jag. I think he was just detaching a battery and putting like a new battery and stuff like that. And I walked up to him, said, "What's up?" There's I don't know if you ever heard of, like the rapper like Moneybagg Yo. probably not. He's like a mainstream like rapper, you know. But he kind of like looked like him. So I'm like, oh, it's Moneybag. I'm like, why don't you guys bring Moneybag over here? You know, I'm like, you know, like having a good time with him. And then he seemed like a really like good kid. Obviously, like very caring. You know what I mean? Like chill, all that. That was the one time I met him. I can't really say much about Davion.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna turn this off. Thank you for coming in.
Okay. So that is that one. All right. So pull that one down. And then let's see if this one wants to work this time. Let's go to this one. If this is going to work. Okay. All right, we're going to share this. All right, so this is going to be the interview of Thomas Blair Wallace. I think they usually just call him Blair.
It's 8:26. 2022 at 14:01. We are at 19431 Spruce Lane.
I know that's a little tongue
It
twister,
is.
isn't it?
Big time.
I always have to
Big
say it
time.
real slow and spell it for people when I'm giving you my address.
Okay. So how long have you known Dominic?
4 or 5 years.
4 to 5 years? Where did you guys meet at?
School.
School? Shanksville High School?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you talk to him? Or did you talk to him, I should say?
Once a day.
Once a day? Okay. And can you describe your relationship with him?
Friend.
Friend, like close friend or just, hey, how you
One
doing?
of my best friends.
One of your best friends? Okay. So, being your best friend, did he ever confide in you about his relationship with Mackenzie?
Could you be more specific?
Sure. Did he ever tell you about, they got along? Did they not get along? Did they fight? Did he tell you, oh, she's crazy, or, I'm afraid of being around her? Anything of that sort?
No.
How long have you known Mackenzie?
Knew Dom probably 3 years.
Okay, through them. Okay. And so your relationship with her is strictly through Dom?
Yeah.
Okay. And when was the last time you heard or spoke to Dom?
The day of.
The day of?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what time, give or take? It doesn't, like morning?
Like late at night, like maybe like I think 10.
10? Okay. Do you know, did he tell you where they were at? Okay. Did he, well, can you tell me anything about the conversation? Was it like, hey dude, come party with us, or hey, this night's proving to be a long night? Like, what did he say?
He just said, thanks for kicking it with me today. Like we just kicked it for a little bit.
Okay. No complaining about, today I got into an argument with Mackenzie or,
Mm-mm.
okay. How would you describe their relationship in public? Were they PDA, like if they went out, they all over each other, or did they bicker in front of people?
No, I didn't see any of that.
Okay, so did you see
Sounds
any of
like
what,
they did.
PDA or the bickering?
Neither really.
Neither. Okay.
I don't know how much this kid was around.
Did you ever see him fight?
That or he's not being straightforward.
Not like never. I've never seen him fight in
About
front of me.
argue?
Like, like you be more specific. Like,
Did you ever see them go down each other's throats about things like, you're an a-hole,
Like yell at each other.
you're a bitch, this, that kind of thing?
no, nothing. No, nothing like that. No.
Okay. Did Dom ever express any concerns about Mackenzie? Anything about, his safety?
Mm-mm.
Ever complain of her driving?
No, not to me.
Were you ever a passenger in a car she was driving?
Once.
Yeah. Did you feel safe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
No.
I wouldn't have thought anything. I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. No, like crazy driving.
Okay. This dude is either Team Mackenzie or he's scared shitless of this girl and her family. But that or he wasn't actually around that much. He maybe was more of an acquaintance because this dude says the opposite of everybody else. And what the evidence shows. But maybe Mackenzie acted right in front of this one because she didn't know him at all.
Okay. Nothing that made you fear, or wish you didn't get in the car with her.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
Let's hope he didn't eat his friend's fill.
did
But I got what you were saying.
they ever talk about suicide?
I've never heard either of them talk about suicide. No.
Did Dominic ever express to you that Mackenzie, is suicidal or, and again, I'm just asking to cover all bases here. I'm not saying she is. I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. Was she, ever expressed suicidal ideations and he was like, man, can you believe this?
Is there any way you can give like a specific example or like thing? I get it, but
Like the most specific I can tell you is, did he ever
What do you not
express to you
understand?
concerns that she's suicidal? Did he ever
Did she
tell
make
you, hey Blair,
threats like that around you?
Suicidal, no.
okay. And he never expressed any type of fear from her?
Mm-mm.
Okay. For some
Let's see
reason,
why this interview is
Miss
short.
Russo and some of the other kids that I talked to seem to believe that if anybody knew Dominic well, it would be you more than anybody else. Unfortunately, Dominic's not here to tell us what happened in the car between 5 and 5:30. Around that time when we believe the accident happened. So, did you receive any text messages?
So people said that Blair would be like the guy to go to about almost anything Dom related. And this kid seems to act like he doesn't understand anything. And maybe he's scared, but there's got to be a reason he's not saying more. And if he was that close to Dom, then Mackenzie had to have known him well enough. So maybe he's not just an acquaintance if he's the guy to go to that people said. This is Blair, I believe is what they call him. That's what I've heard him referred to as, because nobody goes by their name actually in this town, I guess. But I don't go by my name either.
From him after 10 p.m. expressing
I just received one call,
what time?
2:41 a.m. But that's it, and I didn't respond. I was sleeping.
Is it unusual for him to call you that late?
Yeah, I'd say that's out of the ordinary.
Oh, I think Mackenzie probably threatened him.
Did
No, I do go by my real name in real life.
and that you don't have to answer that, but can you maybe, do you have an opinion as to why maybe he called you? Is he known to, like,
Honestly.
drunk dial, having a good time and be like, hey, come kick it with us type thing?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that's fair enough. Did he send you any last text messages?
Honestly, no.
Not
Just that call.
just that call.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he leave a voicemail?
There's a FaceTime.
Oh, FaceTime. Okay.
I
Is
agree.
there anything you think I should know about Dominic and Mackenzie's relationship? Anything that would be pertinent?
This bro better
And
not
like I said,
say
we're
they were in
looking at
love
everything. This
and
could
happy.
simply just be an accident. But I have to ask the difficult questions, like, could she have done it on purpose? Even if I don't believe it, we have to ask it. So
Yeah, I really don't know. Being honest, I don't know.
okay. Is there anyone you think I need to talk to?
You don't know anything about their
Dominic's, like,
relationship.
best friend?
Okay.
Is, the one who would keep the secrets.
There's some jail calls that mention Blair too.
Can't think of anybody.
I really can't. Yeah.
So who's his group of friends? His close circle of friends. I know you were somebody that was mentioned by at least 3-4 people.
Mainly, he really is just close with his family. He didn't really hang with a lot of people outside of his family, other than that Davion and Mackenzie.
Did you know Davion?
I only knew him only met him twice.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Cool guy.
yeah, you should.
That's what I hear. Has anybody from Mackenzie's side, mom, dad, friends, told you not to talk to me?
No, but she was trying to get a hold of me through Miss Russo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know why? Okay.
nah, I honestly don't know why.
Was trying to get a hold of you through Miss Russo? That's weird. That seems very weird. And he mentioned that Dom or Davion was close to a Sam, which I'm thinking Sam is different than a Sammy, because there is a Sammy, I believe, as well in this story. But I think one is a guy and one is a girl. I could be wrong, though. That are just names I've heard listening to things about this case.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna give you my card. I understand talking to cops is not necessarily the people's most favorite thing in the world. Like I said, I'm not Vice. I'm not Narc. I'm looking at the crash. But a piece of the big puzzle, if you think of this whole incident as a puzzle, is the people who are close to Dom, and if they knew anything about the relationship, anything that would lead you to believe, like after I leave here, take some time, think about it. Did you ever witness, remember Mackenzie threatening, or, Dom saying, you know what, I don't know who gave her a driver's license, or anything like that. It might be something that's very petty in your opinion, but it could potentially lead to something else. I'm not saying she did anything wrong, at least at this time. We're just trying to figure it out. And the only reason I wanted to talk to you is because at least 4 different people, mentioned your name. So what Dominic did on the side that we as a police department know of has no bearing on me talking to you or talking to any other kids. We're
Right.
strictly,
There are
if you
dead
look at
kids here.
that time frame,
We don't give a fuck
we're
about the
strictly
drugs.
looking at the crash and
That
what could
is
have contributed to
not
it.
the concern
Okay?
here.
A little car
But I get why
fight,
Kai
a little something
kids would be
where,
questioning things.
that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna give you my card. Said it's gonna be nice and quick, but please take the time. People are not wrong when everybody points to you being Dominic's close friend. So this is not Law and Order where I'm yelling at you and grilling you, but Dominic's not alive to tell us the story. His mom thinks you're the one who can shed some light. That's a lot of responsibility, and I realize that. Ultimately, I can't compel you to talk. Nobody's going to compel you to talk. But, supposedly there are rumors that he sent an I love you text message to one of his buddies very, very late in the night.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of rumors going around. And so,
That's true.
and so that's what I'm trying to get to.
My one friend Kyle Smith, he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Lakewood, but he was a close friend with Dom, and he sent a text message to him saying I love you after he FaceTimed me. Like, I don't know the specific time, but we talked about it. It was like he just sent 3 texts. I think it was just the FaceTime to me, texted Kyle I love you, texted his dad I love you, texted his mom I love you, and his brother I love you. All around between I'd say 2:41 and 3:30. Between those,
He wasn't even in the car then.
he texted people I love you. I don't know. Those people are the people I'm for sure he did. I don't know if there's anyone else, but those people for sure I know.
Look at me, Dom, just in his feelings there.
See, those are the things that are just odd. You know what I mean? Even if you're super drunk that night or super high, doesn't matter. I mean, maybe you'll throw a 1 or 2, but mom, dad, and brother at almost 3 in the morning is just unusual. Right? I mean, would you agree with that?
I do think that is a little weird.
Yeah. So again,
Random.
it doesn't mean on its own.
Random text.
I mean, if I'm going to bed, I don't know, maybe that's what time they were going to bed. I don't know, but it is weird. So many. Was it unusual for him to say I love you to his friends?
No,
So was that part of his routine, I guess, is what I'm trying to figure
if
out.
we were.
I think Dom
Did he
tells people he
routinely
loves
tell
them.
you
He tell me
when you guys were leaving each other, I love you?
He wouldn't tell his his dad and Kyle, which that's out of the ordinary. But he would say I love you pretty much to everyone he's seen.
See, what's typically odd is if I'm gonna say I love you to my friends, or to my parents, it's never at the same time. It's not in the text message at an odd
you just
time of
going
day.
through the list.
Right? Yeah, you don't. That's
Yeah.
unusual. But
Yeah.
even if he's hands out the I love you.
I mean, if my daughter texts me at 3 in the morning and was like, I love you, and I woke up to see it, let's say hopefully I was asleep, and it was just, that was it. There was no other context. One, I'm gonna wonder if she's been drinking or what she's on, or does she want something from me? Why are you being so nice? Even though she tells me all the time, but why are you all up in your feelings? I love you too, but I'm gonna have some questions. Because they can be a lovey-dovey person, an emotional person and stuff like that, but timing and the way it was done is really weird. But they weren't in the car necessarily at that time.
Yeah.
If we're hanging out, like, hey, love you, see you tomorrow. Yeah, cool. But if 3 a.m, you're testing random
It's
people.
almost like you're saying goodbye.
Yes, that's exactly what it is without actually saying it. And so this is why I think there's something going on. Okay. So would you be willing to give me Kyle's contact info?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Wait, why don't you ask Kyle if it's okay?
Yeah, can
Sure.
I ask him?
Yeah,
And then get
ask
back to
him.
you on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I got my number here. I am gonna look him up if I'm gonna try to find his phone number through our means, but it's always better when if it's coming through a friend saying, hey, cops would like to talk to you about the text message. Now I want to find out, is it normal? Did Kyle get those texts like weekend nights, 3, 4 in the morning before bed? Hey, love you, man. Or is it unusual? So yeah, this is my contact info, has my email, this is my phone number, that's straight to my desk. Just do me a favor, just maybe take a picture of it, send it to Kyle. And again, maybe he doesn't want to talk to me, that's fine. But for Mrs. Russo's sake and for Dominic's sake, if you guys want the truth about this, and maybe in all other aspects of life, you don't like the police and you don't want to talk to the police. We're not trying to frivolously or maliciously put a case on somebody. This is 2 young men who are not going to make it to the legal age to buy a beer. Think about that. So it's sad, but for their families, we owe them at least to find out what happened. Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for letting me in your house.
Yeah, no problem.
Like I said.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take this down and then let's look at the next one that we are going to do. And I'm going to start it and then I'm going to go take the doggo out because she is whining. All right, Christine, Kelly. Okay, this is a Kelly Vraha. So let's see what this one is about.
Recording.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm still listening though.
So it is Tuesday, 8/9/2020 at 12:42. So how do you say your last name? Vraha?
Vraja.
Vraja?
Yeah.
Where's that from?
Romanian.
Romanian?
Yeah,
Oh,
Romanian.
okay, cool. So, do you live in Parma?
Yeah.
Okay. That's Russell, right?
Yes.
Okay. You good with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it back so I can. So, I do have some questions. You're the first person I'm going to talk to. I'm going to let you talk, and then once you're kind of done telling me everything that you want to tell me,
Okay.
then I'm going to ask some questions, ask you to elaborate on some things, and I have my own little series of questions, okay? And Mom, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18? Okay,
Yeah.
so when you want to stop, you can stop. You're not under arrest, you're not a suspect in anything.
Okay.
So you open the door, you make a right, and you're out in the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay? So how do you get out?
You get out, you make a left
Make
or
a left?
right,
No, it's a left. It's
It is
definitely
a
a
left.
left, and
Yeah,
then you
it's
go
a
right
left.
up.
There you go. That's usually, we do this just to make sure that if something, I do this with everybody, so nobody can say, oh, I felt compelled to talk. I usually give them the wrong directions and make sure they're aware, and then you tell me, no, that's the way out, so you know how to get out of here, so, okay? So, tell me.
So I was having a graduation party, and Davion asked to come, and I remember Kenzie asking me a while ago. She asked to come a while ago, but she never texted me that day. Davion texted me that day and was like, hey, can I still come to your graduation party? I was like, of course. And then he was like, I'm coming with Kenzie and Dom. And then I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. Like, she was supposed to come anyways. And then they got there around like 10:15. Like, they got there a little later. And then stayed for a little bit. I was playing a game with my friends at the table, and they were like at chairs like right on the right of me, like lined up where everybody was sitting. And they sat like right by me because they're not really like friends with all my Parma friends. They're more friends with me, so like they were more towards like by me. So I'm like playing with my friends, and then Kenzie's like, hey, like Kelly, come here, and I'm like, what's up? And she was like, do you trip? Which meaning like, do you do acid? And I was like, no, I don't do that. And like, I was like, especially like my mom's here, like I don't want to do that. Like I feel like she was like asking, she didn't say the words, but I felt like she was asking me if I wanted to trip with them at my house. And I was like she didn't say those words though, but I was just like, no, I don't do that. And then like the conversation went on. I don't even know what we were talking about. We just started talking about something else. And then I'm like right by them, so I could still hear what Kenzie was talking about. And she was talking about going to Mark's house. And she was like, should we do it tonight? Like they were like debating still. Like it sounded like they were debating on if they should trip or not. And they were talking about Mark's house. And then like 20 minutes later, like they left. They left around like, I don't know. I can't say the time and be like positive what time it was, but it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes after they left. Not even. They were not there long. And she had a pen on her. I don't know if it was her specifically, but they had a pen and they had a bottle of Patron. But they didn't drink there. Like they were there so like short amount of time. Like they didn't even leave the spot they came in. They were sitting in the same spot the whole time and then left. I didn't even think anything of it either. Like I was just like, all right, bye guys. Cause like, I don't know, I wasn't even worried like they were drinking or anything.
So let me ask some follow-up questions. So where do you know them from? When do you know Davion? Since you go to Parma, they go to Strongsville, where do you guys know each other from?
Well, a lot of kids like throw a bunch of parties, so like like you just like end up. I met them through friends basically, but like I guess you could say through parties, but through different friends.
And how long have you known them?
I've known Kenzie for like a year, and then Davion, I just met him this summer.
Did you know Dominic?
It's Kenzie's boyfriend. Like I knew him. It wasn't like he was a stranger, but like he's just Kenzie's boyfriend to me.
So how did you know that they were talking about acid?
Because when you say trip, like I'm guessing, and I know she's done them before. I didn't know about Davion doing them, but they were all looking at me, so I'm guessing they're all about to trip that night. Like, and like I was guessing it was acid. She didn't say acid though. She said trip. She didn't say acid.
So I know this sounds goofy, but you didn't think they're gonna take you on a trip?
No.
Physically?
No, I do not think that at all.
Did you notice anything in terms of them having something on their person? Like did she say, hey, you want a trip here?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't see the acid. I only know she had a weed pen on her and a bottle of Patron. That's what I saw. Well, I didn't even see the bottle. My friend Alyssa did. I didn't even see the bottle of alcohol. I saw the weed pen though. I'm not sure if they had the acid or whatever the trip on them.
So you've known them approximately, Mackenzie, for a year, through parties and friends.
what do you know about Mackenzie?
Um,
Not rumors, what do you know?
she smokes a lot of weed. I don't know her like doing drugs or like bad things. I just know of, I don't know, not rumors. Okay, what I know, because I've never seen her do acid. I never like know if she actually for sure does it. I just heard from other people until that day she asked me. But I know she smokes weed and that's literally like her personality trait, honestly. Like that's it. That's about it.
Was this the first time they ever came to your house?
Yeah.
Was anything suspicious about their behavior?
Not at all. Not at all. They seem completely normal.
So why did they leave early?
I don't think it was like the kind of party they were expecting, because I told them like not a lot of people are gonna be here. Like we're all just, it's just like close friends and we're just chilling out, like, you know. And I just don't think they like.
Okay, so it's like kind of chill, laid
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of people there. I think they wanted to like party. And like I said, I'm not like really close with them, so I wasn't like, no, stay. I was like, okay, like that's fine. You guys can go. Like, have
Did you
fun.
notice them? I know you said they were close to you, but did you notice them talking to anybody else, hanging out with anybody else?
No, not that I could like recall or remember.
Okay. What about Davion? Tell me about, what do you know about Davion?
All I know is that he is a good kid. Like he just tries to make friends everywhere. Like I know that he was just always trying to do something, get out the house, be with his friends, and just be himself. But I know he smokes weed too. But I never thought he did like anything else other than weed.
So, in terms of the Strongsville crowd, would you say you're kind of familiar with that group of people they hang out with?
As in Kenzie or Davion?
Mackenzie, for the most part.
No,
No.
I'm not familiar with some of the people she hangs with.
Okay.
I know like Strongsville wise, like the girl she hangs with, like.
Okay. So she's saying a lot of the things that others, you know, that was said. Davion just wanted to hang out and go do things. Maybe he was a kid that just didn't want to sit still and be bored. But she is more of Mackenzie's friend than anybody else's friend. Her parents are vile feathers, and I don't. To me, she's not getting out anytime soon, unless some major changes happen. And with her parents still talking the nonsense they are, I just don't see it happening. All right, let's get back to it.
No, she's not even friends with them anymore, so never mind. No.
What's her name?
Like Natalie and Bella and them, but Natalie Blaha. But like they're not even friends anymore. Those are like the Strongsville people. The girls that she hangs out with, I don't even think they are from Strongsville.
Natalie
I don't
Baha?
even know their names, yeah.
So do you know Rosie? You know her, Rosie?
Rosie, yeah, I know
Who's
Rosie.
Rosie?
I know her from like social media, and she's like a model, I guess. And she like my friend photographs her, so that's how I know of her. She like takes pictures of her, but I never hung out with her or anything.
A Prada
I just know of her.
shoe.
Graham or something. Is that the same Rosie? Yeah.
So, the night of the incident, or the night, the eve, I should say, you kind of mentioned that they talked about a guy named Mark, and this is the second time the name comes up. Is there absolutely anything you've heard through social media, anything about this Mark guy, where he lives, who he is?
I know where he lives.
Where does he live?
I only know where he lives because I've been to he was throwing parties this summer a lot. So that's where a lot of people went to go throw parties. And I've seen Kenzie and Dom there before when I went to the first party. I think it was I literally think July 4th, because we went to this party and then we left because we didn't like it and we went to a different party and Kenzie and Dom were there. Can I go on my phone and show you the address?
Of course.
It might take a second because
And that's Mark's address.
I almost positive. I don't
Okay.
know Mark.
Yeah, no, that's
but-
fine. And we can, like I said, I can vet it, but the name came up a couple of times and I'm
Yeah,
just trying
my-
to find out
yeah.
who he is.
I'm almost positive that's his house because my friend does like knows of him and like I guess kind of like threw parties at his house too, like invited people.
Do you know if Kenzie buys or sells weed? Like a little
No.
mini dealer?
No, but I know Dom does. Or did. I don't know if he was doing it anymore at the time, but I know he was.
Are you friends with any of them on social media?
Yes.
With who?
Kenzie and Davion.
So what platforms are you friends with her on?
Like Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok.
You're still friends with her?
Yes.
So she hasn't deleted you?
No.
Does she know you're here talking to us?
No. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time, no rush.
It was in July.
Do you know how to track yourself on your own phone?
No, I know how to track others.
So if you
My
go
mom
and,
tracks me.
do you have Google Maps?
Yes.
So if you
Google
go
Maps? No, I have Apple Maps. This is the address though.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
And the day I found out about all the stuff that happened, I was being my own little detective because I thought that they left my house and then that happened, so I was like really scared. And I remember they were talking about Mark and then I was like, okay, Des told me that Mark, like the guy who owns the house that I used to go to the party at, was his house. So I put two and two together. So that might be Mark's house. I'm not 100%.
Okay, we can look it up
Okay.
and find out who owns the house and who this Mark is.
Yeah, and
Mark is like the
Des-
mystery guy.
Des called him and asked if he was at his house, and then he said no, they were never there.
So you graduated high school?
Yes.
What's your next, what's your plan?
I'm going to community college for my
Cool.
first 2 years.
So I like how the officer is handling these witnesses. You know, they are young, and this one is 18. So he kicked the mom out, but because she can't like interrupt, even if she was in there, because she's not a minor. And so, but you know, at least she's talking, even if it's much more than what we got from the last one.
Awesome.
I Tri-C.
Hey, that's a
Save
fantastic
money.
place. That is a fantastic place. So I know you've kind of known him for a short period of time, but can you describe like the relationship between Mackenzie and Dominic, at least from what you've known, not you heard, from what you've seen?
From what I've seen or what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Not you heard. I don't want rumors. I want straight facts.
Every
Or
time,
at least what your observations.
every time I've ever been around, they were really cool with each other. But they're also not really close with me, so I'm sure like they wouldn't do anything sus around me. But I have heard like from other friends that used to be close with them. Like I said, like Natalie and like my friend Tess and all them, they used to be really close with Mackenzie,
Mhm.
and they're not anymore. They said like they would argue, and when they argued, it would get really bad. Like they would like lash out on each other, but it never seemed to actually end. So
Do you happen to have contact info for Natalie?
yes,
I will not tell her you gave it to me.
okay, thank you.
That will kind of. I'm sure we have her name, but just in case on the event that we don't.
This might still be her number. I'm not for sure,
Okay.
but 440-381-7793.
And do you know if she lives in Strongsville?
Yes, she does.
You know where?
I've been to her house before, but I do not know
No
where.
worries. No biggie. So you've never seen them kind of argue and lash out at each other?
Not at all, especially that night. They seemed perfectly fine with each other at my house.
Anything ever lead you to believe that Mackenzie wanted to hurt herself or anything? Did she say anything? Did she appear depressed?
No,
She
not
looked
at
sad.
all. She seemed happy at my house. Like,
She looks
yeah,
happy.
she was like talking about my tomatoes in the backyard, about how they're organic. She was just like making good conversation, like being normal.
Okay.
Other than the acid part, like she was completely fine.
And did you see how they got to your house?
No, but I did
We know
ask
there was
when we
no
were leaving, I
acid
asked who was
in
driving,
the
and she
system.
said probably me. Those were her exact words, probably me.
But you didn't see what car they came in.
I didn't walk them out. You did. Sissy probably doesn't remember. She was a black car. Okay.
Okay. Who's Sissy?
My sister. Sorry.
Just double check.
I've called her that my
It's
whole
okay.
life.
Can you think of anyone that I need to talk to? Anyone that you think, detectives work on leads, right? And so one thing we do is, I talk to Kelly, and then Kelly mentions this name, and we kind of go down that rabbit hole sometimes. So is there anybody who you think, again, not rumor and gossip, I get it, I was 18 at one.
Yeah, there's so many.
And so we want to try to trim down all that gossip and get to
I really can't think of like somebody you should talk to, because like I said, I wasn't really close with like them. I just started becoming good friends with Davion this summer, so like I didn't know much of his friends, but like I only know of Kenzie and her friends, and I barely know Dom at all. I just know of him because of Kenzie.
Okay. So I know you're 18, mom is here, I'm a come up, so that can be good, but I do have to ask you some questions about your private life.
Okay.
You don't have to answer, but if you do answer and you lie to me, you're not gonna get in trouble. Like, I'm not looking to charge you, but it will go against your credibility,
Okay.
okay?
Yes.
So I don't care if you smoke weed, I really don't, or you drink, no biggie, as far as I'm concerned, as far as this case is concerned. Besides, if you're doing it in your own house at the safety of your own home, it's one thing. If you're doing it in driving, it's a different thing. But have you ever engaged in any type of illegal behavior with Kenzie, like smoking weed together?
Yes, I smoked weed with her
With her
and Dom.
and Dom. Okay. Who brought the weed?
It was at Dom's house.
It was at Dom's house.
Yes.
And as much as mom may want to do something here, there's nothing she can do about it.
So, how many times have you been to Dom's
Except for
house?
maybe saying not in my house, but it doesn't sound like she did it in her house.
It was after me and Daniel broke up. Like March or April.
This year?
Yeah.
So, do you know where Kenzie lived?
I've been to her house. I've been to her house before, but I don't know where she lives exactly. But are you saying like where she stayed the most? Dom's. She was always with Dom.
Yeah, because she can unglue herself from him.
So in terms of her social media presence, one thing that a lot of people in the community have sent us were her pictures, smoking weed, like very public.
Yeah.
Was that her attitude? Like she just doesn't care?
Yeah.
She still doesn't care.
Who would you say is in her inner circle? If I'm gonna track people down, I know Dom is no longer around. Who's like her little clique?
She used to have a clique. It used to be like Natalie and them, and they all stopped being friends. It was like Hope, Natalie, Tess. Like that was her little like clique, I guess. And I would like show up here and there sometimes, but like I was never a part of like them.
What school?
And now I'm all friends
Interesting, I
with
haven't
them,
heard
and
Faith's
they're
name.
friends with her.
So now you're friends with these girls?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you guys talk?
I talk to Tess a lot, but Hope and Natalie not really.
Okay.
Here
What's
and there.
Tess's number?
And again, I will not tell her I got it.
That's the friend that I was talking about, where I say, like, when I see Dom and Kenzie, they're always perfectly fine together. They seem good together. And Tess, like, was more in there more than I was, and she was, like I said, I don't know if they're rumors or like just like talking. She said, like, when it got bad, it got bad.
Okay.
But 216-270.
And she's no longer friends with
Kenzie.
just Tess.
No, Tess is in North Richmond.
North Richmond.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody's like.
That's weird.
Yeah,
You
everybody's
think
friends
like
with each
high
other.
school kids.
Yeah. Nobody really.
Parma doesn't hang out with
Tess
royalty.
did live here before, right?
Well, yeah, like years ago.
That's kind of where they knew each other from.
Here, no, Parma. She never lived in Shirilla.
Oh, that's right, in Parma. That's right.
Parma. Okay. So
Over here fidgeting with all my son's Rubik's cubes he has.
Mackenzie has a driver.
Some of them in cases.
Have you ever been in the car with her?
No, that's another thing Tess can tell you. She told me that Mackenzie is a crazy driver.
Okay.
That she sucks at driving, that's what she said.
Sucks at driving?
Yeah, that's what Tess said.
Seems to be the gist.
I've never been in the car with Kenzie. She's been in my car, but I've never been in the car with her.
Okay.
Don't ever get in the car with her.
Does Tess doesn't know you're here?
Mm-mm. Okay. Oh, no, not today.
Okay. Did you tell her right after the crash? Did you say anything?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you
Like
say?
after it happened.
Yeah.
She was like, no way, because she was friends with Davion.
Okay.
And Hope's friends with Davion too. And she didn't believe it at first, and then she found out that it was Kenzie who was driving, and she was like a little mad, but like she's not like against Kenzie or anything.
Is she 18 or 17?
She's 18.
She's 17, you gotta go through the parents. 18, just call her up.
Her parents are a little strict and kind of crazy, so I don't know if I would contact her.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Usually if they're 17,
She's
I'd have to
Arabic,
call the
so
parents.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what her parents say. It's what
I
the
don't know
law
if her parents
says.
would, like, be mad if she's involved.
Well, so with
Doesn't
something
really
like
matter.
this, generally, we don't necessarily
necessarily
compel
involved.
people to talk, but I mean, two people are dead.
It helps.
So, if we have to compel her to tell us something that we don't know, there's always a way.
She's
around.
definitely willing to talk. I know for sure she
Yeah,
will be.
we'll call her. And again, if she's 18, I don't have to tell mom and dad that she's coming. Like I said, it's your choice to have your mom. If you don't want mom here, mom's out.
I like mom there.
So, but once you turn 18, you cross that threshold where you're no longer a kid.
Yeah.
If you're 17, we gotta talk to mom, and mom can put an end to this. So
Yeah.
it's a bit different.
Right.
So crazy driver, we know some of this weak
Some
stuff.
people won't be honest with their parents
I have a
anymore.
question.
Sure.
Kenzie's never gonna know like I'm here, right?
No, not at this
Okay.
point. No. So the only way.
I don't want drama outside of
Right.
this.
No. So here's. I gotta be.
Sounds like she's
truthful.
fearful of
So
Kenzie.
What's gonna happen is I'm writing my investigation. So I'm the lead detective on this case, and I get to put the whole thing together. So I have another detective helping me, but ultimately I write the big report that goes to the prosecutor. Your name will be there. This conversation will be there. That you came in with your mom voluntarily. We had this discussion. I'm not necessarily going to list everything, just the points that were addressed in your statement and a couple of the follow-up questions. Because again, I want to eliminate the rumors.
Yeah,
So
right.
I want to cut. So you're telling me so the crazy driving. Well, you're telling me Tess said it. So
Exactly.
there's no point in me putting you in there. Now I would go straight to Tess. And so the
makes
things that you're gonna be listed down as is they came to your house, she asked you about the acid, you asked her who's driving, the facts. Those are the things that if this were to go to court, and a big if, right? Like trial, and you were to be called in to testify, you testify to what happened with you, not to the hearsay, not to the, well, I heard through the grapevine, through the social media. You smoking weed has no bearing on this. It just basically it goes to prove or to show your credibility. So you're like, yeah, I smoked weed with them. So if you're like, no, I've never smoked weed, and next thing you know, we're downloading her entire phone through a search warrant, and now I see pictures of you or text messages from you saying, hey, I want $20 worth of weed.
Now my words don't matter.
Now you're like, oh, this whole thing is a waste of time,
Right.
because you lied to me. And so if you lied to me in this one particular issue, then what else in here is a lie? And so this is called credibility.
Okay,
And so like I said, we're not going to ask you personal questions. It's just one of those, we know weed's a big issue. Again, weed's a minor misdemeanor. We're not even charging people with weed. Doesn't make it legal, but it's not like doing fentanyl, right? If you're doing fentanyl, we're gonna have a bigger problem. But
you guys can also drug test me. I never did acid that night, like I promise.
Again, there's no reason for that. Like I said, what I wanted to establish just.
They're not interested in that.
Kelly came in with mom. She talked to me. Do you believe her? Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for her to lie. In fact, I asked her if she smoked weed, and she told me the truth. So that's all it does.
Right.
It goes for credibility. So what I'm gonna do, your statement is excellent. I mean, it's very spot on. And what I'm gonna do is reach out to
No lines of
Tess
evidence
today and see if I can get her to come and talk to me, or if we can meet somewhere in Ridgeville and discuss this. But there are a lot of rumors. Don't believe what you're hearing. Don't. What I tell people is just don't contribute to it. So I wouldn't, if I were you, keep this on the DL. I wouldn't go telling anybody, oh yeah, I went to the police.
Yeah, because
Don't even tell Tess or anybody who's friends with you, because you give me a statement, and again, if we were to go to trial, all this will be seen by her defense lawyer. He gets your statement, he gets copies of everything. It's called discovery, to make the field fair for everybody. Prosecution has to share everything with the defense. And so the statement comes in, my notes come in, but it's important that we're not, adding fuel to the fire.
Right.
So did you have any other questions, anything that I can answer for you at this point?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we established, let me just go over my notes again. We established that you've known her for approximately a year. Even though you didn't go to school together, you've known her through parties and friends of friends kind of thing.
Yes.
On your graduation night, which I believe was July 30th, correct?
Yes.
It was the eve of the crash, at your house on Russo,
Yes.
right? So that the numbers are what? 3011
Yes.
Russell. You were having like a kind of like a subdued party, a get together
like
with
after,
friends.
After family, just a little bit of friends came.
Gotcha. And Davion kind of self-invited himself and asked you if Kenzie and Dom can tag along.
Yeah.
You welcomed them over. At some point in the 20-minute period of time there, Kenzie asked you.
This is the house that
trip,
they were
which
at.
You understood to mean
Acid.
dropping acid. Although you did not see anything on their person, you did overhear this debate between Kenzie and Dom about going to Mark's house and possibly tripping that night, right?
Yes.
They were at your house approximately 20 minutes, give or take. She had a weed pen, a bottle of
this
Patron,
wasn't the party house.
but they did not drink at your house. And then we said that that she does smoke weed. Again, I think the whole world knows that. You never saw them fighting. You never heard her talk about any type of suicidal ideations, but you have heard that she is a crazy driver, right?
Yes.
Possibly a good address for Mark is 22628 Westwood. You knew in front of you, Mackenzie and Dom were cool with each other, but rumors have it that they argued a lot. Again, we're going to talk to the people who've seen that.
Yeah.
You have never driven in the car with her?
No.
And when you asked her when she left her house who was driving, she said, probably me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Does that cover everything that
Yes.
would be pertinent for me?
Yes.
Okay. So did I give you my card? I think I did. If anything else comes up, if you can think of anything, anyone that I need to talk to, I gave her phone back. we did do a warrant on the phone, and now we have no reason to keep it. So she's back on social media. If you see anything about the crash in there that you think cops should know about, feel free to screenshot it, send it to me. You can just email it. You don't have to. You're not obligated.
But I forgot. Hold on.
Yeah, she's definitely on social media.
Yeah, another thing about Tess. There was like I said, it could be a rumor. I'm not saying I heard this personally. That like, I'm sure you guys already confiscated Dom's phone and all that, so maybe you do know already. But he was like texting his family like I love you and his friend. I don't know his friend's name at all, but Tess was the one who was telling me that, so I'm sure she might, because he tried calling Dom or something because he was like texting. Dom was texting him like I love you like late at night and all this stuff like his parents. But like I said, that could be just a crazy rumor that people are talking about.
Okay.
But Tess is the one who told me that.
It's not a rumor.
That seems to know a lot. I'm surprised she hasn't kind of called.
They talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's my friend.
But
What do you think? What do you think the odds of her wanting to talk to me?
I'm sure she would. I'm sure if you called.
Okay.
Just say what she knows of what she knows. I mean, she hasn't been friends with Kenzie for a while, so I know she just knows stuff of them from the past, not anything like recently.
So who did Dom text? His family?
His family, his mom, and a friend, but I don't know the friend's name. She said it, but I don't remember the friend's name. But I guess it was like one of his closest friends. And Tess told me that like when Kenzie and Dom would argue, like Dom would call him to like settle him down, to settle Dom down. Had that one friend, but I don't remember his name.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well.
But like I said, these are just a bunch of words I keep like hearing. There's nothing 100% there. I'm not sure if he actually texted them or anything.
Perfect. All right. Off. We are done.
Okay, so that is Kelly. Now, let's see, who else do we have? Kelly, and then there's a Pat Up, Burlingmoss, Sergeant Doyle. What's the Sergeant Doyle one? Oh, Sergeant Doyle is real quick. So let's watch this.
Recording.
All right, Sarge. It is 10:20, 22, and we're at Metro Health. It's 19:01 hours. Sarge, I want to ask you first about August 6th, if you recall. That's the day you guys were dispatched to Mackenzie Shirillas' room. Can you tell me about that day?
So we were dispatched up to the room for a disturbance. Once we arrived up on the room, she was upset that with her dad. So I was in the room with her and her dad. And if I recall correctly, her mom was in the room too. We asked the dad to step out. He was hysterical, crying, just all upset about his daughter and so then we're trying to calm him down, and he's like, you guys probably know who I am, and you probably saw it all on the news and stuff like that. So, and he's like, at one point in the conversation, he's like, I feel like my daughter needs a psych evaluation. And
okay, so he's the responding officer for that call.
Clearly and you know, blah blah like blah blah blah. Like I'll be honest, like that was back in August, like word for word what he said. Like I don't recall every word that he said. Like he was pretty hysterical, he was pretty upset, and you know we sat him like at the waiting room down the hall, and that was like she was upset with her dad because like she wanted to leave to go to the funerals, and like he's like I guess they got in some kind of argument about it, and that was it. So
Okay. So how long were you guys out with him in the lobby before you let him back in there?
What do you mean, like out in the?
You know, down the hall with him to calm him down
I would
before
say
he walked back.
Well, I don't know
Oh
what
no,
time he
this was a
walked back,
different
but we
thing. This
went
is when
over
she was in
there.
the hospital.
We talked to the staff and said, "Are you guys okay if he stays up here?" And with our job here, like we see a lot of emotions, a lot of like stuff here. So he like they're like, as long as he's gonna behave himself, that's fine. So then we end up clearing, and we said something like, good luck to you, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Any insinuation or any statements that the dad made about his daughter being suicidal today or in the past?
No, like he just the only thing that I can recall on is like he just made that comment. I feel like she needs a psych evaluation, because she's not thinking clearly. What that means, like
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the
So
doctor-
it's open for interpretation, basically. He did not kind of go on to explain. What was there a lot of friction between her and her dad throughout her stay? Were you called there?
Well, that was the only call that I can recall that we were up there for. Did you? I don't recall any other calls up there with the family.
Okay. Who all was the mom in the room at the time of the
I
incident?
believe there was a female, and I believe it was the mom.
Okay.
We didn't interact with the mom at all.
I gotcha. Any mention of the deceased, the car? Dad did not say anything about, hey, she tried to kill herself, she drove into a wall.
No.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward to 2 weeks ago almost, when two of our officers here, it was an FTO and his trainee.
Okay.
The FTO is the big guy, Mike Galassi,
Okay.
and Zelinsky is the new officer. Ironically, those are the first responders at the crash. So they're the ones who actually first got there. So what happened?
So I went up to them, talked to them because they were up here for another motor vehicle accident.
Uh-huh.
So when that patient came in, we found a magazine on them. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
Mm-hmm.
We found a magazine on them, and I told my officer to call out the Strongs to see if like you guys found a firearm on that patient. And so I just happened to see them in the ED, and I said, hey, I'm like, I told them, I said, you guys are aware of the magazine that we found, and then they said, they're like, yeah, we've been back up to the scene, we didn't find a gun or anything, and I said, I'm like, even though it doesn't matter, I'm like, does the person have a valid CCW, not a felon? I said, anyone can carry like ammunition, like, but working here in a hospital, people see ammunition and they get a little edgy. So then, like, while we were talking, I said, did you guys ever charge that, charge out the, female yet from that crash? And he said, and like the one guy's like, no, not yet. Like kind of like saying like, hey, it's coming soon. So I said, yeah, we had a little interaction with the dad. I said, and I pretty much told them the same thing I told you. But at the end of it, like I said, I'm like, oh, I said I heard that she intentionally did it. Meaning like I heard that she intentionally did it through other law enforcement source.
Gotcha.
So
okay. So at no point was it that you heard it from Shirilla's dad?
No.
Okay. Can I ask who you heard it from?
I was at a party and like there was a bunch of cops there, and it was like a third party.
Okay. Was it SPD officers?
No, it was the other officer that knew. It was a kind of like third party.
Third party, so just
Yeah.
cops chopping it up.
Yeah.
Okay. And so at no point in your conversation, just to be clear, did you say that Mr. Shirilla told you my daughter needs an eval because she tried to kill herself and in the process killed the two
No.
boys. Any reference to Shirilla killing the two boys?
No.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Just about
Perfect.
her.
LT, do you have
Me,
anything?
me.
All right. Thank you. Turning it off.
Okay, like I said, that one was really quick. And then all right, and then we have this one. Burlinghouse. I don't know who this is. Okay. So we'll bring this one up. I think this is our last one. Let's see here. Add to stage. Ah, that's not what I wanted.
No.
J.
And spell your last name, please.
BURLINGHAUS.
German-ish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Paul. And what's your date of birth, please?
October 5th, 2003.
And do you have a phone number?
440-539-0343.
403-10-5.
Yep.
Yep, it's him.
Thank you.
And hold on, social 289 08
6610. Yep.
You got it.
Yep. Oleg?
Yeah.
All right. And Mom, what's your name?
They call him Paul, so that's how I'm going to spell it, even though that's not the name that's on this interview for whatever reason.
All right. So I'm sure you're aware.
Find out who
Card
he
I
is.
want to give you, but we're here piecing together what happened that led to the tragic accident that caused the death of Davion and Dominic. Now, we are going to ask some questions about the events that preceded the accident. And in good faith, I do have to let you know that we downloaded Mackenzie's cell phone. We're in the process of downloading the content of Davion's and Dominic's cell phones. Okay, so all the chit chat, even that doesn't directly include you, your name indirectly came up in those chat messages. Okay, and so we just wanted to talk basically about what had happened at the party. Now, I know you can't babysit everyone at your house. We realize that, both of us do, right? And so we don't expect you to have had constant contact, but as somebody who hosts a party, you should have a general feel, like, is there tension? Are there some people who are not necessarily getting along? You know, was something said or done that kind of made you think? Things of that sort. It is very critical that you're honest with me. Again, I'm not threatening you or charging you with anything, but if you're lying and it comes up through the phone records that there were text messages or social media indicating otherwise, the prosecutor could potentially.
And he said the same thing to all of these people.
If there is a criminal issue, so we're investigating both avenues. We're investigating
He's
the
being
crash
fair.
itself, the physical car crash.
Very similar
We're also
questions.
looking at possibly if there's any type of culpability or any type of legal, issues that pertain to that accident. You're not a suspect. You are just here as a person who had hosted the party and your house was the last place they were at. So can you confirm where you live?
This
for
is
me,
the
please?
party
I
house,
live in
dude.
382 Brushwood Lane.
Okay. So, mom and dad, you were out of town, I believe.
Yes.
Can you tell me where you were?
We were in Seneca Falls, New York.
Cool. What
It
happened?
was summertime. Everybody was on
So,
vacation.
So I was at work from 5 to 10, and then my car broke down then, so I couldn't get home until way later. So my coworker Julia Spicer, she drove me back to my house at around 10:30. So it was already pretty late. I was pretty tired. Most of us were pretty tired. Kind of didn't really want to hang out that night, but my parents weren't home, so we were going to anyway. And I had 6 people over, so in my opinion, that was not a party. There's no party activities going on because I don't have enough friends to throw a banger, I'm gonna be honest. So at around 11, Rosie,
You can have a small
Nina,
gathering
and
or party.
Landon show up together. They show up first because Rosie lives nearby, so she picked them up. So they showed up, and then Kenzie, Dom, and Davion. They were late. They were late to come here. They came at around midnight, maybe somewhere around that time, because they were already at a grad party.
Nothing good happens
I
after
tried to figure
midnight.
out what grad party it was. I don't know. But they were already there. They weren't there for long. I don't know what they did there, but they weren't there for long. They got at my house at around midnight. We chilled there for a while, and then around like 1 a.m. I wanted to call it a night because my car broke down. Wasn't having much of a good night, obviously. And right before I went to sleep, Kenzie said, "You should go to sleep because I'm probably going to go to sleep too." So I was like, okay, that's not that bad. So then I go upstairs at around 1. They're still up and they're still watching. I remember hearing South Park playing really loudly. And then I went downstairs again at 2-3 a.m. to pee, sometime like that. And I saw Kenzie asleep on my couch in my front room when I saw that. And they were watching cartoons when I went down, and I went back upstairs and I went back to sleep.
So 1 a.m. you just went to bed and all 5 remained downstairs.
Yeah, they just went.
And then what time did you wake up?
Wake up quite late, like 10 a.m.
So after the crash had happened.
Yeah, and I
So-
woke up to the call.
Which call?
I woke up to the call. Rosie told me that.
Oh, so Rosie found out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rosie told you. All right. So, okay. So see, they said party 6 people. I mean, it's a nice little get together. So let's start with, how well do you know Kenzie, Dominic, and Davion?
So I started being actual friends with Kenzie senior year because we both did homecoming court together, and I thought if I was gonna win homecoming king, she'll win queen with me. We didn't win, so don't worry.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, she just
Yeah,
made
she was not
she,
likable.
made me actually confident in myself that year. So yeah, that's when we kind of became friends. I was never really friends with Dom, but like she could bring her boyfriend anywhere. I don't mind. And then Davion, you probably know this, Davion lived with them, so they could bring Davion. Everyone loves Davion.
Okay. So, so
I
your
love hearing how
your
everybody
relationship
talks
with
about
Davion is
Davion.
through them, like you are not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
So, how were they that night when they got there? What was the general theme like?
I mean, it was pretty late. We were pretty tired. They didn't really seem like they didn't. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't like let's throw a banger, let's do any like. It just wasn't really much like that. We just wanted to watch some cartoons. I know Kenzie was tired. That is one thing. Everyone was really tired. It was really late.
They were just
But
chilling.
Yeah, I don't think there was any fighting or anything like that going on at all. Or at least that's what I saw.
Okay. So let's talk about some possible drugs that came up in the text messages. Do you use drugs?
We did smoke weed.
Okay. What about shrooms?
Let's start being
We
honest.
discussed that, but we did not do that night.
Okay. Did you know if Mackenzie had any kind of drugs on her, or Dominic, that they brought to your house?
Dom did.
Did?
Dom definitely did.
Okay. Do you know what?
I do not know.
Okay. How do you know that he did?
I just know that that's who Dom is, and I know he would keep that with him.
Did you see anything? Did you smell anything?
No, I would not want them to stink up my house.
Okay, I got you. How close are you with Rosie?
She's my best friend.
Your best friend. Okay. So in looking at some of the cell phone,
Your brother's gonna be jealous.
this is one
Oh, it's
page that I
Rosie's
thought was
bestie.
necessary that we got off of. That kind of lists you, because we can basically type in your name and anything that pertains to you, or your address or your phone number would come up. And so she says here, and I just looked through July about texts between her and
This guy seems older
that
too.
lists
He
you
doesn't
for
sound like a
even her and her
teenager.
friends, and if your name comes up. So
He might
the
be.
eve of the crash at 10:28 p.m. She says she receives a text from one of the people at the party saying, "So we want $40 worth of bud, and Baba wants 3, and I want 2.5. Nina wants 1.5. Paul wants 2.5." We're talking about marijuana here. Okay. But if we go back earlier, okay, she talks about grams. Bring enough shrooms for all of us. Paul and Dave left LMFAO. We should have the cash, and I have some. Paul said he's going to take under a gram. A gram of what?
Yeah, we discussed that if we were going to do shrooms,
Okay.
but we did not end up doing them.
Do you know
It
if
was way
after
too
you
late.
went to bed, they did acid, shrooms?
I do
Coke?
not know. I don't know in that case.
Okay. And like I said, my concern,
Now, keep in mind when this interview is going on, they do not have the toxicology report back, which proves that they didn't have that in their system from this night.
it's not accusing you of anything.
Just weed.
It's just, well, did they do something and then they got on the road? Because as you've already heard, you're on social media, right? And some of your friends, they've posted the speed limit on Progress. Did you see that? Were you made aware of it? Our department said that the speed was a factor. And if you know Progress, which is off of Pearl, it's 25. On public record, okay, on the app that Tyler and some of the Davion's friends have shared with the families and with the public, we have her going 90. Okay.
Wow, that road is bumpy.
But leaving your house, the speed limit was very reasonable. Okay, so that's what we're trying to find out. You know, this is why it's very critical that when you woke up in the morning, did you notice anything that was left behind in the house after everybody left? I'm assuming they were gone when you woke up.
No, they left nothing. They took everything.
They took everything. Nothing in the trash.
No, even
I checked.
You
trash.
checked.
Rosie brought her coloring books that night, and we were playing with her coloring books. So that's the party, if you want to know. But we were playing with coloring books, and it was a mess when I went upstairs, but it was sparkling clean. So definitely.
Were they arguing at all?
Mama was checking the trash. They only had weed in their system. They didn't have other drugs. They didn't have the toxicology back. Even though they had talked about it, which many people have said, I don't like that he said that who told him about certain things. And and things like that. And we do know that she was driving safe before she got to this road.
No arguing. No.
How were Dom and Kenzie in public? Are they like PDA, you know, holding hands all over each other, or are they like, you know,
Well,
somebody's hanging out with this crowd and somebody's hanging out and they occasionally come across?
Well, I do know that, you know, there were some, I don't know who the people are, but I do know that Dom has cheated on Kenzie multiple times, and Dom didn't let Kenzie be friends with some people. I also know that. So that is one thing. But like from that night,
So Dom's the bad guy here.
They are very they're kind of like an evil duo, those two. So they kind of are Cosmo and Wanda together. So I don't know.
Oil and water?
I don't know what that relationship is like.
So
not great.
Have you ever heard of any of them talking about taking their own lives?
No, they weren't like that.
What about through the rumor mill, the friends?
I'm sorry?
The rumor mill, the
Like social
friends,
media.
the social media, or, you know, Rosie might be like, hey, Paul, can you believe she said this or he said that?
Dom told Kenzie once that he wouldn't make it past 21. But that was probably just because he kind of lived stupid anyways. So that could be anything. But he definitely, no one ever showed any signs like that.
Have you ever been a passenger in Mackenzie's car while she was driving?
I've refused a ride from Kenzie because
Why would you
she's
do
a bad
that?
driver. She's
Explain
a terrible
that
driver.
to me, please. What do you mean by bad driver?
I always knew she would get in fights, like her neighbor, or she got in her fight with her neighbor about zooming past the stop sign. One time at the carnival, she was gonna drive me home, but I was like, no.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I just said, no, I'm good.
Why?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen her drive? Like, you know.
Kenzie, a bad driver?
That's Kenzie right there. Or is
Probably,
it just
probably leaving school. Probably
Leaving
seen her
school?
zipping through Pro Road, probably. But can't 100% say.
So why wouldn't you drive with her?
I'm sorry?
Why would you ever be a passenger with her? Were you in fear?
I've never been a passenger.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you have gotten in the car with her? Were you afraid?
Yeah, I would just say not stupid. Just not gonna go into a situation I wouldn't want.
Do you know anybody who's ever been a passenger with her who's like, oh my gosh, you know?
Paul,
can you believe I just hitched a ride?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
I saw death right in front of me.
Yeah, Rosie was like, "Don't go in the car with Kenzie. Like that's just not a good driver."
Then why does Mackenzie think she's a good driver if nobody wants to be in the car when she's driving?
Jason?
Yeah, I have a few. Where do you work?
I work at two places: Axo Noble, the laboratory, and then I work at 808 Shave Ice.
Where were you that night, 5 to 10?
I was at 808 Shave
808.
Ice.
Did you invite them over, or did Rosie invite them, or did Rosie say we're hanging out? How did Kenzie and Dom
I would say
how did that
I would say Rosie was like, "Can Kenzie, Dom, and Davion come?" And I
she
said,
was already there, so her and Kenzie must have been talking.
Yeah, so I said, "Yeah, of course they can come."
Okay. How's your relationship with Dom aside from Kenzie? Obviously, you and Kenzie are friends. You were on the homecoming court together. She made you feel confident. What was it, freshman year?
Senior year.
Senior year. So you guys had a relationship, a friend relationship. Was it ever more than that?
Me and Kenzie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just friends. So if Dom was a jealous person, how did he feel? How were you and Dom?
Well, he knows I'm gay, so he's, you know.
Okay, I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said it because I was thinking by listening to him that I was like, I don't think Mackenzie is this guy's type. So I'm glad he said it. But props for them not to assume it. Because, you know, you never know. Some people are just feminine, but he's like, no. Mackenzie is not my type. And not that she's just crazy. I just don't like that. So he could. But I'm like, okay, good.
Oh, okay, so
Dom was not worried about it.
The night when when you guys were talking about shrooms, how many times have you done shrooms before?
I had done it only once before.
Only once before. Good experience or bad experience? Bad. You were considering it that night. Why?
Just my parents weren't home. Just, you know, not enough people to drink, but small enough, you know, to do something like that. But we never really did.
Have
6 people isn't
you
enough to drink.
been at parties
Don't go to my
with
parties.
these people
I'm
prior
just
to
saying, I don't
this?
really have parties. I have
So you didn't have
get-togethers.
it was just like 6 or 7 of you that night. Have you been at parties with them prior to?
Funny story actually. We went to one party that got busted 8 minutes after we showed up. So we literally didn't do anything. We just said hi and then we had to go. So other than that, I've never been to a party with them. Sorry.
Are you friends with Kenzie on Snapchat?
Kenzie, yes.
Are you friends with Kenzie on Instagram?
If her Instagram account is still up.
It is.
Okay.
She made it private after.
Are you friends with Kenzie on TikTok?
Probably.
Okay.
I can't 100%.
Have you, in general, not just that night, any night, seen stories or snaps or TikToks of Kenzie and or Dom using drugs?
Hello, hey Rob.
She's probably posted some shit like that.
Good seeing you.
Sometime. She probably has. But
So definitely smoking the weed.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely smoking weed. She loved the weed.
Love the weed.
That's her nickname on there. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
her and Dom don't seem to hide their drug use very much. They're pretty open about it, right? So if one or both of them posted a video, or I mean, when they post snaps, you see them. It pops up on your phone. They're your friend. If they post a TikTok, you can see that, right? So if they were using cocaine, you would see that. Have you seen that?
No. I've
never seen that.
Now that I think about it, like I feel like there's a little smarter in posting that stuff. I mean, like I don't see it as much as maybe you guys are envisioning it, but like I've never seen her do coke. I feel like I've heard that she's done coke, but I've never seen her.
Never seen it. Never.
I've never witnessed.
Okay.
That one she's not blasting everywhere, but she blasts the weed because she doesn't give a shit. Which
Were they around? Yes.
many people are like that.
From them.
From Dom, yes.
From Dom. Dom's handed them directly to you.
To Rosie.
To Rosie, and Rosie handed you yours. Okay.
So, was there any alcohol?
No, no drinking.
And did you see them smoking weed that night?
Yeah, I did.
Both Kenzie and Dom
No, Kenzie did not smoke that night.
did not smoke.
Yeah, because she was also not having. She was also gonna go to sleep, so she did not smoke. At least when I was awake, I did not see her smoke.
Okay. So up until 1 a.m., how positive are you?
I'm not gonna guarantee 100%.
Can I just say something?
But weed stays in your system for a long time.
You and Rosie are friends. Rosie and Kenzie are friends. Dom is Dom. We'll leave him out of this for now. You're probably right now in the back of your mind thinking, I'm worried about getting people in trouble. You're not.
No.
Not a worry of yours.
It's gotta happen. That's what Dom and Davion want.
So
Just
you're
the
not.
truth to come out.
Okay. So you're not protecting Kenzie by saying you're not sure.
There's no protection.
Okay.
She's whatever trouble she's in it.
So we've established, the reason Jason's asking this is we have established, we know Mackenzie smokes weed.
Yes.
Okay. And part of what we're looking at for the crash is, was she impaired, right? So even if with the blood samples that we were able to obtain, if she constantly smokes weed, there's going to be weed in her system, right?
Yeah.
And so the question is, we were trying to narrow down possibility of impairment at the party. Like, was she wasn't drinking, you know, what all did
I
she
don't think
do?
she was impaired by weed
If she's
either.
a regular weed smoker, which believe me, it's on social media. So I'm not telling you here something or trying to bluff you. You already know that. Right? They're very public about it. So we already know it's in her system.
Yeah.
But the question becomes is, that's why I'm asking you, like when you woke up, did you see anything that would like, you know, I think they might have smoked, but did you, when you woke up, did it smell like weed in the house?
No, very respectful.
Okay.
So they would go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Okay. And no like bits of a blunt outside.
No.
Okay.
Do you guys have cameras outside? No.
Do you know what backwoods are?
The
backwoods.
Like
when she rolls her blunt in.
Yeah, backwood.
Yeah.
Like the Khalid song would mention a backwood.
Okay. She talks about it all the time. So I was curious. Do you know?
I don't even know what that is.
Did Dom or Kenzie ever talk about where the shrooms came from?
No, they would never.
I could find out though.
We would never.
I figured.
Go ahead.
How well did you only know Dom through Kenzie?
Yeah.
You never had a friendship with Dom on your own?
Never.
He's older, a little
He's
bit older
older.
than you. Had you ever been in his house?
I have, yes.
You have.
Oh, Dom is older than this guy. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess he was in school with Mackenzie, so he's not older.
I know he has.
Senior year
I know.
homecoming court.
We know
They didn't win.
we know there's a connection to a gun. Okay, and my question is, that night, did anything about a gun come out?
No, I would be calling you. I would be the second.
And you know, you guys have a backyard. Okay, it's like a garden type area.
A gun?
Anything new? Does it look like maybe somebody's hid something in there, gun wise? Who does yard work at home?
We have someone come to call a lawn care.
Lawn care?
Oh, Hightower does you lawn?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, do me a favor. When you go home, just kind of look through your garden. Just rule
new
it out.
dirt, overturned dirt, or mulch.
We're asking questions because we know something that we can't tell you, and so just as a favor, just kind of look through it. If you don't find anything, you don't even need to call me. But
We
if
have little kids that we babysit that we played in the backyard the past couple days. We didn't notice anything, but I'll look.
We weren't looking.
right, yeah, like take a look. If you see something, you know, just call me. If you don't see anything, don't even call me back. Don't
Sure,
worry about
if I see
it. But
something, I'll
like I
call.
said, we're asking because, you know, we have very strong indication for something, and it is scary. I mean, you know, so Kenzie, when you guys were doing your senior year and prom and all that good stuff, did you ever confide in you? Like, and I don't want to be inappropriate here, but you know, if you're gay and she trusts you, you know, like you're not trying to, you know, ruin her relationship, she might tell you stuff about her, maybe her relationship with Dom, maybe some of her struggles. And we're not trying to expose her secrets, but in that car that day, there were 3 people. 2 are dead who can't tell us. And so and she's
are
not
trying to
talking.
expose her secrets.
Her
but-
lawyer's not going to let
okay.
you talk to the police. Fifth Amendment, that's your constitutional right. You don't have to talk to the police. So she's not breaking the law by not talking. She's actually protecting herself. And so we have to piece everything together based on what the friends are saying. That's why I'm asking, did she ever confide in you? Did she ever vent to you?
Rosie is the person to ask for that question. She didn't confide.
There's a problem. Rosie won't talk.
Ever since, you know, when she would hang out with you, she's scared of something. She was, you you know, any mental issues like depression? You know, she talked about, you know, she hated life.
I know she had POTS disorder. I think that's what it's called, where you pass out. I know that's what her mom was talking about.
When did mom talk about that?
When I visited her in the hospital.
So after.
Natalie's getting her claws into people.
Times have you talked to Kenzie since the accident?
I only got to see her once.
You got to see her once?
Yeah.
What was she like?
Not happy in the hospital.
I mean, my takeaway from having visited her twice was she didn't seem to care too much that she killed her boyfriend, another guy. Did you get the same feelings?
When I walked in, she was broken. She was absolutely devastated, and she wouldn't shut up about that. Like, she would only talk about that. So that really concerns me, that she would be very different.
And it could have been that we were law enforcement, you're her friend, so she, you know, she was probably nervous to talk to us or act, you know, so that makes sense.
I mean, everything, all these questions, all our notes, all the reports, all the cameras, all this will come out eventually, you know, and that's public record, so you'll see how she reacted.
Who was in the room when you visited with her?
A lot of people. Some I didn't know.
Okay. Friends and family?
Yeah.
Okay. She didn't ask you to say anything? Did she ask you about talking to us? None of that came up.
Well, they actually said to not talk to you guys now.
Who said that?
Her mom did.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get to the bottom of this. Don't try to prove my daughter innocent or anything.
Obviously you have.
Yeah.
What's Rosie's take on it? Did Rosie tell you not to talk to us?
No, Rosie wants to talk to you guys also.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Going 90 miles an hour is a very purposeful act. A car does not go, even if you pass out, a car's not going to go 90, not in a 25. Have you ever driven down Progress?
Yes.
The speed limit was 25.
Oh, it's a bumpy road. You're
And
going
there's some
15,
curves,
yeah, and you're like,
Okay, so
it's a bouncy road.
we're, you know, and that's, you know, this is all speculation, but at this point, you know, yeah, Kenzie, if you're on social media, did you see Kenzie talking with this modeling company after the crash, after we give her phone back?
I saw people talking about that.
Yeah, what did you see?
Just people really enraged.
Enraged about what?
That she was talking to the modeling company.
Yeah, did you see how happy her mom was that the modeling company is trying to help her plan her future? She just killed her boyfriend and another kid with a very bright future.
Yeah, priorities are not
And
in order in the Shirilla household.
modeling career instead of, that's what I'm saying, weigh all that as, you know, as the time comes, you know, that people can put on a really good show about how devastated they are, but then you look at their social media and you're back talking about your career and your future plans. If I kill my friends or if I'm responsible for the death of somebody, it's devastating, you know, and I hope you never ever have to experience that. But the reaction that you saw and that we saw is something that is intriguing. But
Kind of a little bit away.
She said play to her friends' emotions.
yeah.
Besides marijuana and shrooms, have you used any other drugs?
No.
Ever curious to?
No, my family has a history of schizophrenia, so.
Well, then shrooms are not a good one.
That's what I was fixing to say. Don't do the shrooms then.
Drugs are kind of my thing.
You?
He's a DEA agent.
Oh, okay.
Or task force officer.
So it concern, I mean,
The cop is like, drugs are kind of my thing. And they're like, is that something you should be admitting in the middle of a police interview, sir? They're like, no, I like he works like narcotics and stuff like that. DA and stuff. But that's funny. Because they're like, what are you talking about?
obviously, it's all I've dealt with for like 8 years now. You seem like a really good kid. Absolutely. Very polite, well-spoken, honest. I think mom and dad have done a pretty good job with you. I think you may have some friends that you should be real cautious about. And I think everyone says weed's not a gateway drug, shrooms, this and that. Be careful.
Got a long life to live.
Don't need it.
Yeah, thanks for that, because he's heading to college.
He's heading to
A lot more
Kent and
freedom without
he's very
A lot more freedom,
nervous.
and there's gonna be a lot of drugs around.
I went to camp.
A lot of drugs. There is gonna be coke and these pills that everyone says, oh yeah, they're just Percocet or Adderall. They're all fake. They are fentanyl and they will kill you. That's all I've been dealing with.
Yeah, it seems like that's
Don't
always in
need
the
it.
news.
Kent is a great place. It's an awesome school. I love every second.
I
of
think
it.
he's
I'm
excited.
Good to hear that.
He's got a
I loved
scholarship too.
Oh,
Almost
very
all
good.
tuition.
Congratulations. I mean, I'm telling you, Kent's a
Nice.
beautiful town.
Here's the thing. Have fun.
Be careful.
Have fun. It's gonna be the best 4 years of your life. I would do almost anything to go back to those 4 years. But do not lose those values and common sense. And when you think you're in a situation that it's telling you something,
Listen to your gut.
what would they say? Think back to this incident, the crazy shit that happens when
Don't use Bubba's intuition.
we do things, right? And you're gonna find your way as an adult. There's gonna be alcohol, there's gonna be weed. And is weed the worst thing in the world? I don't know, not for me. I'm a cancer survivor. I would have loved to benefit from it. Sure. I couldn't, I wasn't allowed because I was a law enforcement. So that's a debate for another day. But when you start getting into psychedelics, now you're tiptoeing on something that can lead to other things, right? And lead to just, I mean, you know how you felt. You feel weird, you don't have a lot of control. So just be careful. Your parents, I'm a parent. I don't want to see something happen to a good kid. Not that anything bad should happen to anyone, but you know, there are kids like Dom that walk
It
their
was
own
gonna
path.
it was gonna catch up to
Right.
everyone.
He was either going to prison or where he was going.
Either way, yeah.
Okay. Kenzie,
Either there,
Sure.
right?
neither here
She
nor
has
there.
her own demons.
Even if this didn't happen, yeah.
You don't walk in that same crowd. We can tell.
Thank you.
So just please.
We could just be puffing him
be
up.
careful. Listen to that voice in your head. Peer pressure. The people you're friends with right now, you won't talk to in 30 years.
And it's truth.
And honestly,
Of all the people you're friends with in college, you might have 5 you stay in touch with, right? I have 4 or 5.
Not for the rest of your life.
Few
yeah.
teammates, maybe, right? So we go through these sections. We have our middle school friends, we have our high school friends. Oh my God, I'll be friends with you forever. I talk to 3 high school friends, twice a year, right? Then we have our college friends, and oh my God, we're adults now. We're having the best time around. You go through these transitions. So be a leader, not a follower. Do your thing, do what's best for you, and just stay on that path, okay?
That's good advice.
so
I tried to tell him yesterday, like, college, even with alcohol, someone will be drinking whiskey, either you or someone else, and people be cheering them on, like,
Yeah.
and it might be fun until someone's gonna die from that, or be.
It happens. And it's different from mom and dad.
Right.
It's different.
Kent is a party school. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I went there. I was on a 5-year plan, but nevertheless,
Sure.
it's a good time.
5 years of party.
So all I'm saying is just,
And you're supposed to have fun.
yeah, have a good time.
Don't
Just
be afraid of it.
make the
Just-
right decisions, you
Right.
know?
Just be careful and listen to that voice in your head. We all have it. Some of us listen to it, some of us ignore it.
So here's what's going to happen from here. I got to document this interview we had, the conversation. You brought up some very good points that we want to follow up on, like the driving and things of that sort. My advice to you is not to discuss this with anyone. If you choose to, that's your decision. Once we don't decide if Mackenzie gets charged with anything or if this goes to court. That's the prosecutor's decision. So once we finish up, we're going to talk to some other friends And once we talk to everyone, then we are going
I mean,
to
make the decision, but they can
have,
push for it and recommend it.
a case ready for the prosecutor to look at. You could be called to court. Okay, I want you to be prepared. Okay. Now, when you woke up to take a piss at 2 a.m. ish, all right, was anybody else awake or was everybody asleep? Do you remember?
Yeah, everyone else was awake. Kenzie was the only one asleep. They were all just watching cartoons.
Okay. All
South Park.
You didn't smell marijuana at that time?
No.
Okay.
Hey, you know, that's a wrap for us. This is my card. Keep it.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
I mean, anything we might or might not be able to answer, but at least fire away if you have any questions or concerns.
I think we're okay, because we did see a lawyer prior to this, just,
Yeah.
you know, being our house, I was a little panicky
Sure,
about.
you should be. That brings up another great point, which we should have touched on. We've all done it. Now, granted, I did it 30 years ago, right? Much older, so back then it was just beer and alcohol, maybe a little marijuana. These days, the drugs are out of control. At any point when you had people over and they were talking about getting shrooms and stuff, you're a kid, right? You're 18 now, so you're legally an adult, but you're still a kid. Did you ever think or even know to think about the liability you put on them?
It's your house,
right?
Yeah, he realizes it.
Now,
Yeah, he
right?
realizes it.
These are the things kids don't think about, right?
Right.
You're going
They
away
don't.
to school, totally different situation, but I don't know that this situation would even ever happen again. But if they go on vacation and hey, house sit, things to think about.
Yeah.
Right.
We usually do every anniversary in July.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, we,
So hey,
every
come home,
July we go somewhere.
come home
without
from
them.
school and house sit. You got pets. You're gonna take care of the
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
You're gonna come home for the summer. You're gonna have college friends. Please be careful. If you have a party, that you take their keys, hide them. You
That's a good
stay
idea.
there. If you want to party in my house, I take your keys and I hide them. If you don't like that, see ya.
or party at their place and Uber. You know,
Right.
this sounds very crazy, but you know, we both work patrol, mostly on night shift, and we've had people call and say, "Hey, I don't have money for an Uber. Can I get a cop to give me a ride home from a party?" You know what?
Pretty
I would
safely.
absolutely would be more than happy to pick up your stoned or drunk ass, take you home without any trouble. Be like, here, courtesy ride, than you driving and killing yourself or killing somebody else. You know
That's
what I mean?
the benefits of living in a community like Strong's.
Right.
You call Cleveland police, they would laugh at you.
Right. Here,
They
we would show up.
You
We'll,
I taught in Cleveland, so I know.
we'll give you a ride. We'll get you anywhere you need to go. But
Where at?
55th and Quincy.
Ooh.
I'm hardcore.
That's my hood.
that is like,
There's definitely guns going around.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I've had guns go off and having to get the kids in the building.
That's my
Yeah.
hood.
I
So
like,
you
I,
know.
but I loved it. The kids are really.
Out of every class, what do you get, like 2 or 3 that have a chance?
I'm gonna turn this off since we're done with the
I taught
conversation.
kids with
So they were going to finish up their talking and everything else. So that is most of them. There might be 2 other interviews, but we may look at those a different day because it also could be a duplicate because it is Dom's mom and brother listed possibly twice, but we'll double check those before we stream about them. And tomorrow we might watch those if they are, or hear those if they're worth listening to. And then if they are not, because it's the same stuff we've already heard, then we might dive into the sentencing video. Or, you know what? No, I want to go through the PowerPoints that were presented at trial and grand jury for Mackenzie Shirilla's case. So we'll do that before we watch sentencing because kind of a timeline way that we're going. So thank you for hanging out with me on this Shirilla Saturday and getting through this stuff. And I hope to see y'all back another time. Bye.